Welcome to this edition of The Seven. I am your host, Donovan Sharpe. Minister Jap, I think, is on his way in, if I'm not mistaken. I know that Solo is not going to be able to join us tonight. I don't think Kevin will either. And the reason for that is because, of course, we're on a little bit early. This, of course, is all because of me. I have a very early flight. Dev and I are flying out to Reno, Nevada for the week. Our flight takes off at 7 o'clock, which means we've got to be up at 3 o'clock. Yes, I'm crazy like that. I'm the guy that likes to make sure we get to the airport an hour and a half before boarding time. I've never missed a flight in my life, and I don't intend to start now, so that's why we're on a little bit early. This show is going to be a little high and tight. It's going to be a little bit more laid back because there's not as many of us on here. We're going to take phone calls in about a half an hour for a half an hour. So if there's anything you guys want to call us about, we'll open it up for whatever discussion you want to. Normally, we ask you guys to stay on topic, but tonight we're going to do things a little bit differently because of circumstances. So let us introduce tonight's abbreviated yet esteemed panel. First up, of course, is the founder of themandmindset.com, and that, of course, is Steve the Dean Williams. Steve, how's it going, brother?
I'm going good. Hey, what's up to the chat room dogs out there? Shout out to y'all, man.
Yes, absolutely. Next up, of course, is the fittest man in the game, Mr. Myron 5% Body Fat Gains. What's going on, brother?
What's up, everybody? Happy to be here.
Good. And of course, last, certainly not least, is Mr. Locario.
What's good, everybody? How's everybody doing? Chilling. Good
stuff, man. So it appears that I have made a little bit of a mistake, right? So I was supposed to be streaming this to Sharpe Stream, but it appears that I have, let me go in here and edit this. Let's see if they're going to let me, hold on. Let's see if they're, holy shit, they're going to let me actually, look at that. So they're going to let me retroactively go in and add Sharpe Stream. So give me just a second.
Nice.
Give me just a second. I did not know that they would let me do that. I started this motherfucker a little bit. Hang on a second. I'm going to see if Sharpe Stream is going to start here because I was supposed to be streaming this live to Sharpe Stream. So give me just a few seconds here. So while we're waiting to see whether or not my mistake is going to come back to bite us in the ass, tonight's topic is why men don't need women anymore. I think a lot of guys, and yes, we are live on Sharpe Stream. So welcome to our Sharpe Stream audience. I do apologize for the snafu there. Of course, on Sharpe Stream, you get a lot better quality. You get pretty good quality here on YouTube, but Sharpe Stream, it is crystal clear, high definition, 1080p. You can see every pore on everybody's skin. So tonight's topic, like I said, is why men don't need women. So I'm going to go around the panel, and I'm going to get your opening salvo on why men don't need women. Locario, I'm going to start with you. Do you now, here's the thing. We might actually have some disagreement here. I'm of the mind that we as men, we don't need women. We certainly want them in our lives. They certainly have the potential to elevate our lives.
Right.
When it comes down to it, we don't need women. What say you?
That's an interesting question. I know you're gonna start with me, but we'll get it in. So this is the thing. I think on a material surface level, you know what I'm saying? We don't need women, but as far as like on a biological, spiritual level, we need women. So let me explain. So like for example, we don't necessarily need women to be successful. We don't need women to do things that we need to do as men to get through our lives. We don't need women to make us happy. You know what I'm saying? We don't need women to be around us for us to have a good time and enjoy ourselves. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But on the flip side, we definitely need women if we want to have some kids. You know what I mean? We definitely might, we're going to need women in the sense that on a spiritual level, they are our counterparts. So it's just like, it's the yin and the yang. So you can't really have one without the other type of thing. But again, as far as the, like if you're just looking at it on a surface level, we don't necessarily need, because need is a very strong word. You know what I'm saying? It's like, do I really need you? Can I survive without you? Yes, I can. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Am I going to be fine without you? Yes, I am. And I think if more guys, understood it on that level, there wouldn't be a lot of simping, a lot of goofy stuff going on, a lot of guys killing themselves over women, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's my take on it.
It's interesting. This is why I love this panel, because just when I think I know what my position is going to be, right, I always hear a dimension of someone else's perspective that makes me say, oh, wait a minute, forgot about that.
Right.
Listen, you've already done that.
Mm.
In my mind, men don't need women, but you said one word that is unbelievably important. You said biologically. Biologically. So what that means is that no, we don't need women in order to be successful with our lives, but biologically, evolutionarily,
right,
do need women, and women do need men to continue creating other men and women.
Right, exactly.
Listen, I think that's very important. Now, Steve, Steve's been married for 20 plus years. Dude, beautiful family. I think you've got like 3 or 4 kids. I'm not sure exactly how many. We're at 5 kids, right? So what are your thoughts on whether or not men need women and why?
Well, as a man, we never need women. A woman doesn't define me. Okay. Being a man has nothing to do because I define me. Okay. And a lot of people out here make everything about women. And that's the problem. Like the woman is the compass to the man. No, I am the compass to the woman. Okay. Now, like Lakari was saying, only thing a woman can give me that I can't give myself is a child. I need her for a child. That's the only thing that I can get from her. But again, because I define me, she doesn't define me. And manhood itself is an achievement. Okay. But women are a perk along the road of achieving manhood. But the problem is a lot of young men who have a high school mentality that I talk about something brand new, that a lot of men take the high school mentality and carry it over into the real world.
Wow.
And they still have that high school mentality where women are the prize. Women are the golden goose, and they're the end all be all. And as you begin to learn more about yourself, you will learn that they're a perk until you make them special, until you find worthiness in her. But she's got to come to the table and show you what she brings to the table to show her value and worth outside of her body, brother.
Bingo, man. Listen, very, very well said, especially the part about men bringing that high school mentality into the real world. And they find out fairly quickly that it doesn't work that way, no matter how much they want it to.
Right.
Byron, you're the youngest guy on the panel right now. What are your thoughts on why you believe men do or do not need women?
So I always operate with the mindset when I meet a new girl. So automatically, I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? My thing is this, guys. Like, women to me are a perk once you've gotten other things in your life handled. And the way it is basically, if you get your money on point, you get in shape, you have all the other things in your life situated, and you decide, all right, I want a family. Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to lead that family. So you're going to have everything in your life set up correctly anyway, even more so than if you wanted an LTR. Then the women are a perk to add to your life to create that family, and they're a requirement, you know what I mean, if you want to have a family. However, if you just want to, date around, have fun, whatever it may be, women are just a cherry on top of everything else that you got going on in life. Because the reality is this, guys, men are defined by what we create and what we do. When 2 men meet each other, they don't say, hey, do you have a girlfriend? They say, what do you do for a living?
That's right.
Right? When
That's
2 women meet, however, it's, oh, how's the family? Do you have a boyfriend? Whatever. Women are defined by their relationship status. Men are not. You know what I mean? A woman's value is directly tied to the caliber of man that she can attract. If a chick is very attractive, more than likely she can get an athlete or, a celebrity, whatever. That's what defines her. Not how much money she makes, how successful she is. That's the unfortunate reality for women. You know what I mean? People could say what they want about it, but that's the truth. A hot 18-year-old that works at McDonald's is going to have a better chance of pulling a successful millionaire than a lawyer that makes $200,000 a year but is fat. Like, that's just the reality. So with men, it's a perk. I think once guys understand that women are a perk and not the entire entree dish, they're just a dessert on top, assuming you even want to get those extra calories, I think they're going to operate a lot differently.
Very good. Very well said. Let me quickly get to some of these super chats before we continue. Red Sings the Blues with the $20 super chat says men want relationships, but Cardi B snitched on the modern day woman. So the power switch is in a man's favor. The choice is whether a man will give up his power for the peace leave or control it in his favor. Travel money. 100%. Very well said. Colonel Sanders the 16th, who was in the webinar today, made some very good contributions there. $5 super chat says, for the fat girls we ignore and the sleuts we use and discard, hashtag long live the Crimson Capsule. Real talk. Black Wolf Inc. $5 says, have you ever listened to Patrice O'Neal? And if so, what do you think was his most impactful lesson? Yes, I have listened to Patrice O'Neal, and his most impactful lesson for me was, he says women are miserable. He says women are miserable. They can't stand each other. They can't stand life. They can't stand each other. They're fucking miserable. And dude, the diatribe he went on after that was eye-opening, life-changing, to say the least. Black Wolf Inc. with another $5 super chat says, long live the 7 baby. That's actually quite interesting. I appreciate that $5 super chat. Let's see. Oh, Jarnagi with the $10 super chat says, if the concept of the artificial womb comes into reality as a viable alternative, how will that affect our society? We're going to come back and answer that question in a minute, because that's a very good question. Zayton66 with the $10 super chat says, men never needed women except to make more people. Men win in life for one reason. Men contemplate the infinite unknown and unknowable. Women can only contemplate men. Very well said. Freelance Ronan with the $5 super chat says, drop it into the tip jar and keep on cooking. So let's go back to Jarnagi's question. His question is if the concept of the artificial womb comes into reality as a viable alternative. In other words, if women are no longer necessary to make people like they are now, how will that change our society? How will that? And Steve, you and I'll come to you first with this. You and I had a conversation about a year and a half ago about sex dolls. Will sex dolls replace women? And I think we both agreed that the answer was that it was an emphatic no. I don't want to say that answer is an emphatic no, but we all know about technology. Who knows? Maybe 3,000 years from now, we can make artificial people. I don't know. But what are your thoughts about the artificial womb? In other words, being able to donate a sperm sample and create a baby without the woman, only an artificial womb.
See, I got to go on across the street, because this is what kills manhood. It's this. You don't need artificial anything. You just need. I can't cuss, can I? I just F. I'll just F. You need to man the F up. This is the problem with you young boys. Y'all are always looking for everything outside of yourself to be the guiding point for these women. You don't need anything artificial. You need to be official yourself. You need to see the world official. You can look for artificial things if you want, but here is the problem that you're going to have. The guys that smashing all the real women are going to be looking back in the bed just saying, man, thank you so much for you thinking not messing with women. Thank you so much for you playing with the dolls and all that other stuff. Men, but see, this is the thing. Again, Donovan, it goes back to the point of the show. What are they making it about? Again, they're making it about women and not making it about the man, brother.
There you go. And I'll say this, Steve. Listen, you can have an artificial womb. You still need eggs. You still need the egg. And listen, as far as I know, listen, they can create an artificial womb all they want to. Women make the eggs. You can't dude, you can't create artificial sperm any more than you can create an artificial womb. I think that goes without saying. But it's just like Steve said, and we'll address this a little bit later on. Guys are always looking for a workaround not to have to deal with women. Listen, man, women are hard to deal with. And this guy, Aqua Dragon, 88, with the $2 super chat says, that's how us MGTOWs think, Donovan. Guess what? Fuck you. Like, get out of here with that. Listen, man. And I'm going to come to Lucario to this next. I think this is going to tie into, I think, what he's going to say. What men have to understand is this. We're not sitting here saying that women are easy to deal with. Women are as difficult to deal with as they have ever been in human history. They're more bitchy. They're more slutty. They sleep around. They commit paternity fraud, all this other kind of stuff. That much is true. But we as men, this is why we're men. We have to evolve. We have to adapt. And men who are always, well, I can't wait till sex dolls come out. Listen, fam, sex dolls ain't women. Well, a sex doll won't talk back. Yeah, guess what? A sex doll can't cook and clean either, right? Well, real women aren't cook and clean either. Okay, but you don't have to clean out your woman after you have sex with her, right? Like, and again, I understand why these guys think the way they think. But what these men are going to have to understand is that you can tell people that you're just going to, I'm just not going to play the game. fam, you're playing the game whether you want to or not. And guys that drop out of the game are always the quickest losers. So listen, you can try to circumvent having to deal with women in your mind all you want to. Guess what? You're still going to end up losing. And waiting for the artificial womb or the sex doll or artificial eggs, dude, you're going to be 6 feet under long before that ever happens. So Lucario, what are your thoughts on the artificial womb sex dolls argument?
Well, this is the thing. See, the sex doll thing where guys are just trying to have that, they got to understand that that's not going to quench their thirst of having a woman, because part of what makes a guy want to deal with a woman, have sex with a woman, engage in sexual activities with a woman is his ego. You understand? Your ego, that's a big part of it. It's when you having sex with a girl, seeing her face when you sticking it in. It's the feeling of, I saw this girl at the bar and now she's in my bed right now. So ego is a big part of it. So in fact, the sex doll is going to just reinforce your insecurity, because what's going to happen is after you bust that nut, right? You're going to be sitting there looking like, what the hell am I doing with my life? I'm here with a doll having sex with this thing, but I really wish I had a woman, because that's going to keep creeping back up in your mind because, of course, your ego, but also because naturally you want to have sex with a real woman. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
The thing, you see what I mean? So that whole sex doll thing, it's really just masturbation with a overgrown sex toy.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
That's all it is. Listen, I agree with Lucario 100%. And listen, you hit the nail on the head, man. It's not just ego. It's just a natural male desire to want to conquer women, right? I met this girl at the bar and now she's in my bed. There's something to be said about seducing a woman. There's something to be said about getting a woman to have sex with you. And I didn't mean to make this about sex dolls, but guys who say, well, I'm just going to do the sex doll thing. Okay, that's fine. But just like Lucario said, a sex doll is an inanimate object.
Right.
A sex doll is just an advanced form of a dildo if you're going to go to the female side. It's just a very advanced, very expensive way of masturbation. That's what it comes down to.
I think he froze.
Did I freeze again?
Yeah.
I think no, you didn't freeze.
Oh,
He froze. No, you thought you froze. Myron's moving.
Okay.
No,
so Donovan's over Donovan. Okay.
Yeah,
he was talking too much real shit. They was like, cut him off.
Hey, like pull that plug. Pull that cable on. They pull the plug,
Oh man,
that's crazy. The YouTube algorithm wasn't having it. They was like,
his girl ass do go crazy, bro. Talk about dolls.
it was the big house.
Oh my god,
man.
Big started to see Donovan going in, and they're like,
oh, Donovan's gone. Shit.
No, he's coming back.
He's coming back.
Are we still
Myron, take over. Go ahead.
I'm still. Is this the Myron Gaines show now? All right, let me talk about these sex dolls. I think we're still live. Yeah, we still are.
We are still live.
Go
ahead, Myron.
Okay, all right, I'll get into it, man. Yo, real talk, guys. When these MGTOWs talk about, yo, I'm about to get a sex doll, whatever, right. I'm just like, yo, like you guys are not living in reality. The rest of us are not stupid. We want to deal with chicks. You know what I'm saying? Like you guys out here with the, oh no, like I'm just gonna pay $2,000 and like just have sex with a doll.
Yes.
Yo, that's not real, guys. It's not real. And the reality is this. I'm gonna keep it 100 with all of you guys. You guys are watching Donovan, Sharpe, Lucario, Steve the Dean. Why? Because you want to get women. If you guys were truly MGTOW, you guys would not be watching this kind of content because you guys wouldn't care about dealing with women. So you MGTOWs that are watching this content, you guys are all a bunch of frauds, bro. Like, let's just keep it real. Like, you guys are like, oh, I'm a MGTOW. But if a bad chick came up to you right now and said, hey, do me, daddy, you would bust enough faster than, man, you be going nuts, bro. So, what?
You check this out, Martin. The thing is that, like I was saying before, a lot of these MGTOWs, a lot of these young boys carry that high school mentality over into the real world. They don't look at their sexuality. They don't learn how to be smooth, romantic, sensual, sexy, seductive, kinky, dirty, freaky, and naughty. They don't do any of that. They don't fix their clothes up to be that way. They don't fix their house up. They don't look at artwork. They don't get their palate going. So what happens is they're still on high school mode, and these women who are evolving, because, in the next few days, we're getting a new batch of women all over the world. We're getting a new batch of ass. You can't say ass without smiling. And these women they're looking to expand their body beyond the high school BS. That's why they mess with older men. I mean, what say you, Lucario?
No, that's the thing with a lot of these guys is they think that they always looking for the quote unquote easy solution. Just like Donovan was saying, they're trying to find a way around dealing with women. So the whole sex doll thing, that whole type of mentality is like, I can get what I want from women without having to deal with women. It's the same concept of a person saying, you know what, I can get a six pack without eating right and working out. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to find all these ways to get to the thing without having to do the thing. And so in order to really make stuff happen, because the only reason even talking about a person would talk about a sex doll or even have that sort of thought process is because they're having trouble with real women in the first place.
Yes.
If you were having all the sex you wanted, if girls was really getting with you and all that, you would laugh at the thought of a sex doll. You'd be like, why would I need that when I'm having as much sex as I can with all these women out here that's available to me. So the thing is that because they're having all of this trouble, it's like the sex doll to them is like the next best thing so that they can feel some sort of energy from a woman, so to say, because that's not even really a woman. Because I've seen videos where they have these guys want to marry their sex dolls and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
At the end of the day, like, a lot of the guys, like, because there's a couple guys in here right now saying like, oh, we don't all think the same. We don't care about women, whatever. If you're watching this kind of content, you clearly care about women, bro. I don't care what. You guys are all a bunch of frauds. You guys are lying.
The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the real talk is this. Like, if you're watching any type of RP content, you're watching dating coaches, you're watching dudes that talk about relationships or anything like that, you care about women, bro. Stop lying to you. You guys are like, a lot of you guys be like, oh, we don't care about women. We're like, we're listen, here's the thing. For the guys that are MGTOWs out there that truly don't want to deal with women, right? You guys have seen the marketplace. You guys have seen the divorce courts. You guys have been through some stuff and you don't want to deal with women. Fine. I respect it, bro. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to sit here and knock you and say, you're a loser because you don't deal with women. But what I will tell you is if you claim to be MGTOW, but you're watching dating coaches, then you're a fraud. Straight up. Why would you care? If you're watching, like, shout out to Coach Greg Adams. He's a MGTOW, right? He's not really talking about dating, nothing like that. He's talking about MGTOW. Cool. But you're over here watching Mr. Lucario and he's teaching you guys how to deal with women on Tinder or whatever, then you're a fraud, bro. You ain't no MGTOW. You're MGTOW not by choice, but because the girl made you a MGTOW. That's the cold hard reality you guys don't You know what I'm saying? You're a MGTOW because the women deemed you a fucking MGTOW. You're not a MGTOW, bro. You're going your own way by default. And you're like, oh, you can't fire me because I quit. Nah, bro. You're like, no, you're fired. You never got the job, bro. So a lot of guys are using that MGTOW banner to necessitate your reality that you can't get women. That's fine. I'm not saying like if you can't get women, you're a lesser man. But don't sit here and lie to yourself and say, oh, I'm a MGTOW. I don't need women, all this other stuff when you're watching dating content. I look at your YouTube thing and you're watching Coach Corey and Wayne, you're watching Lucario, you're watching Steve Dean, you're watching Dag, and you're watching Modern Life Dating, Afi Kingdom. You're trying to figure out how to deal with chicks and you don't know what you're doing and you're just want MGTOW. Nah, bro, you a fraud. Get out of here.
Well, but here's the question I want to ask. How many ways can you complain about a woman? How many ways can you say women are bad? I mean, how many? I mean, this has been going on. This pandemic on YouTube has been. I call it a pandemic. It's been going on since. You know when it? I told you guys when it started. If you do your homework, it started August 7th, 2007. Because before there were no such things as MGTOWs. There were PUAs. And once the pickup artists went on VH1 and women started to see that these guys are learning how to play tricks, the thing flipped. And then all of a sudden it's poor me. Women are terrible. Women are the scourge of the earth. But my question is to you guys, how many ways can you say women are bad?
Right.
Yeah, you can only cry about hypergamy so much, guys. And here's the thing. You guys got to understand hypergamy is actually good. And I'm going to tell you why. Without hypergamy, hypergamy basically ensures that only the best men get to procreate. You know what I'm saying? Therefore, that's how we built this great society that we have today, where we got buildings. We're talking to you guys on a live streaming service with cameras and stuff like that. If women were letting any loser have sex, we wouldn't be in the advanced society we would be today. We probably would have gotten eaten by saber-tooth tigers and fucked up by mammoths. But you guys are over here crying like, oh, I'm not getting laid. Like, listen, guys. The world is not, things aren't designed for you to always win. All right. Like not everyone's going to win. There's going to have to be winners and losers. And the thing is, you can either sulk in your failure or rise up to the occasion and become better. I'm not telling you become better for women. I'm saying become better for yourself, and then the women are a byproduct. If you don't want to enter the marketplace, that's fine. But don't sit here on this type of content and lie to yourself and say, oh, I don't care about girls. Like, bro, none of us are stupid like you are. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, you guys can choose if you want to be a loser or a winner. That's what we try to, this is why we try to teach you guys, man. It's like you can choose what side of the coin you want to be on. And so when a dude is talking about, I'm gonna go for a sex doll, like if I ever had a son and he talking about he going for a sex doll, I'm punching him in his chest, like straight up and down. Like, what are you talking about? You understand what I'm saying? Now, don't get me wrong. If you want a sex doll just for recreation, like just to, that's like something you do when you're at home by yourself and you're bored, and that's just how you roll. Fine, but if that's like if your girlfriend is a sex doll, then you got some issues, bro. Like if that's the thing that you're doing, if you're trying to marry a sex doll, you think your girlfriend is a sex doll, that's the issue, because now you're trying to escape reality, and what you're doing is that you're escaping the responsibility of what it means to upgrade yourself, upgrade your mind to be the type of guy who can actually attract a woman. You see what I'm saying? And that's the problem, where so many guys have given up, self-improving, trying to succeed, trying to be the best that they can be. And this is why they're not getting any women. Because the thing is, the dude's got to ask himself, you got to say, why am I not getting girls? Why am I not able to attract women or the women that I want to attract? And the thing is that if you really are honest with yourself, you'd be like, right now, I'm a loser. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what's going on. You know what I mean?
Well, Lakara, here's the thing. A lot of guys think women are the enemy, and they don't realize there are men out there that are more of the Smith or the enemy than women, because they're pulling men away from women. But here's the craziest thing. If the game isn't about women, then why are you making it all about women? If women have nothing to do with the game, why would you follow someone that's complaining about women when women have nothing to do with manhood? But see, a lot of these guys are blinded because, if you look back 2 decades ago with the PUAs, they did the same thing they did 2 decades ago that they're doing today to young guys.
Right.
They're pulling these guys away from their name, and they're pulling them away to this language that they want to come up with, these cult type followings of let's just hate women, let's be mad at women, follow me. And none of these guys never asked the question, why are we even talking about women? Where is the help for me? Why can't you show me how to navigate and understand myself first, so then I can understand women later? But complaining, man.
That's real shit.
Complaining ain't gonna do anything for you guys, man. If you don't want to enter the marketplace, completely fine. No one's forcing you to. But don't lie to yourself, guys, and watch this kind of content and like sit around and say make time for life and I don't like girls and all this stuff. And because I understand, listen, guys, like the diagnosis, marriage is bad for you. You know what I mean? Girls nowadays, a lot of them, they belong to the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it.
She belongs to the streets.
Most of the girls do, and it is what it is. But that's why it's actually important to learn how to deal with women, because here's the thing, guys. Girls are always going to sell you purity, and they're going to try to sell you a false lading of goods. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know how to maneuver and see red flags and deal with women and see these things that, pretty much would disqualify her from a long-term relationship, then you're going to be taking the L later on, because you guys can scream MGTOW all you want, or you can say I'm red pill, whatever. But if you guys get a bad chick, you guys are immediately going to fall right back into these blue pill ideals, because you guys aren't going to have the experience to deal with a bad chick. You know what I'm saying? You guys aren't. And then what's going to happen is she's going to sell you that purity. You're not going to know any better because your lay count is -2. And then boom, like next thing you know, because you banged 2 sex dolls before that. Next thing you know, you're and then everything you fought about, like you're trying to avoid divorce court, whatever it may be. Now you're getting put through the ringer. I can't tell you how many guys claim I'm red pill, I'm MGTOW, and then eventually somehow through the grace of God they get a hot girl. And then next thing you know, they're simping, they're doing all this stupid stuff.
Right.
And they forget everything they learned, man. So if you guys don't want to enter the marketplace, that's cool, but don't lie to yourself and watch this kind of content and be like, well, women are evil, hypergamy, and complain about chicks all day, man. And here's the other thing too. You guys got to understand that the more you watch that content and the more you like talk crap about women and all this other stuff, that's going to permeate in your interactions. So it's actually you less attractive when you actually deal with chicks, because they're going to feel this animosity that you have towards women, and they're going to be like, ugh, this guy's weird. You know what I'm saying? Because here's the thing you guys got to understand, man. Girls are always worried, like, yo, is this guy a serial killer? Is he going to put me in an alley and try to like slice stuff like that? And she's going to get these like danger vibes. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be like, oh,
Run.
you don't want to be that guy, bro. You got to be attractive so that she actually wants to hook up with you. But when you have this toxic mentality, that's going to permeate on all your interactions. She's not going to want to deal with you. So pick one, guys. That's all I got to say.
What I want to know is, have any of you guys or anybody in the chat, have y'all ever met a MGTOW guy in real life? like have you ever had that discussion in real life? Like have you ever went outside and just asked the person, hey, what do you think of MGTOW? Right?
That's all.
Right? I've never heard anyone in real life talk about MGTOW. You understand what I'm saying? And all this. See, and the reason why is because a lot of this stuff is just, remember, people think YouTube, you watch YouTube videos and you think that the few content creators you watch or whatever is all there is to life. You understand what I'm saying? What you got to understand is that there's a big world out there. And when you log off of YouTube, when you log off all of this stuff, you got to go and deal in real life. And in real life, nobody cares that you're Master MGTOW on YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? So when you're out there and you want to get a girl, or you're horny and you're like, I haven't had sex in years, and that's gonna make it hard for you. Oh, Donovan back in the building. What's popping?
Yeah, dude, the power just went out for like 3 seconds and then came right back on. And I was like, are you serious?
That's crazy.
All right, we're back.
And listen, this is right before I was getting ready to bring Kevin on. So now Kevin Samuels is in the building.
Nice.
So let's pick up where we left off. What were you guys discussing before?
The sex
We were
doll.
we were talking about sex dolls and these young boys just following what they see on the internet without testing it out. Basically, they follow young guys who haven't really been in it. I think Kevin even talks about it sometimes. Kevin's got a long tooth, not in respect. He's been in the game longer time because of his age. You've got a lot of these like 20-year-old guys whose nuts haven't even dropped out of their stomach yet, trying to tell you about life and trying to tell you about women and all this other stuff. And people are blindly following somebody's life as it's their life. So that's what we were just discussing.
Listen, man, and it's that's not a personality flaw, right? But we all know what we were like when we were in our 20s. We were all young and stupid. We did stupid things, especially women. Unfortunately, there are a lot of young guys who literally just parrot what we say.
Yes.
That's what they do.
Mimic.
They listen to one of our channels for 6 months, 8 months, a year. They start a YouTube channel and start saying the same stuff that we do. And because young guys identify with other young guys, they take what they say is the truth. But here's where the rubber meets the road. At some point, they're going to run out of stuff to start parroting, and they have to start putting their own life experiences into their content. That's sort of the content wall. So these young guys following these other young guys, I don't want to say it's like the blind leading the blind, but it's just like Steve said. You can't never trust. How can I put this? You can't give credence to people who haven't been in the game that long, right? Okay, so there's some 22, 23-year-old hotshot who's talking about, well, she doesn't care about you. Yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock. We figured that out 5 years ago. What happened? Dude, listen, a lot of guys have a lot to learn. And every one of us on this panel have been in the game for decades. This is why we can talk the way we talk. But I think there are a lot of young guys who need to understand that, hey, I understand that I identify with this guy because he's the same age as me, but he has about as much experience as I do. And at some point, he's going to have to come with his real shit, like what's really going on in his life. And when he hits the wall, guys will be like, okay, well, what now? There's nothing that a 23-year-old can tell you about what happens when you're 25, right? Because he hasn't 25 yet. But dude, Steve, you're 45, 46. I'm 43. Lucario's in his
49. I'll be 49 on the 21st.
Oh, wow. See, well, or 49. Dude, we're all of us up here with the exception of Byron. We're in our mid 40s. So we know what happens when you have a game at 32. We know what happens at 28 years old and you think you're in love. We know what happens at 38 years old and we think you've met the one. Young guys can't do that. And as much value as they provide to other young guys, they really have to understand that these guys don't have experience. You can't listen to men who do not have experience. Kevin, what are your thoughts? What's going on, man? So Kevin Samuels is in the building. You've been listening to what we're talking about. What are your thoughts on, I guess, younger content creators parroting, sort of copying what we do, repackaging it in such a way that it makes it sound original? What's the danger there with inexperienced guys acting as though they're experienced?
Something I talk about on my channel, hashtag show your work.
There it is.
Look, I've heard a little bit, and I apologize for getting here late. I got so many things going on, guys. Here's the thing about this whole MGTOW, and it all kind of blends into this. Okay, turn off the volume. Show me a competitive MGTOW in the real world.
Right.
Show me a CEO, vice president. Show me a guy who's going to the CEO club with top in sales. Show me a person who's performing at a high level in the real world who claims to be a MGTOW.
There you go.
Not somebody that you want to adopt, like Leonardo DiCaprio. Show me somebody who claims it. Because the thing about it is competitive men don't have problems with women. Show me a man that's confident, intelligent, assertive, who's also competitive, intriguing, and aggressive, who's already bold, ambitious, and generous. And I'll show you a man who women follow like the Pied Piper, regardless if he wants them or not. See, you can't back away, like Myron was saying, from having women if women aren't choosing you to begin with. As far as younger guys parroting the talking points, this is big in my business, in the business of image and style, because they look at a guy and they say, well, he reminds me of the guy who was the captain of the football team in high school. And when you're a freshman in high school, a junior or a senior is hella mega cool. But when you're 18, a 22-year-old was still the same senior in high school when you were a freshman. But to a 40-year-old man, both of you are boys.
Right. There you go.
You haven't been there. You don't know what it means to be there. You may have the talking points. I don't want to hear the talking points. Show me the scars.
Right. Right. Listen, 100%. Listen, this is why I did my red pill origins. A lot of guys know my story. They know about the girls that I call the Fantastic Four: Amy, Darcy, Carla, Susie, right? Dude, there are so many times that I have failed with women miserably. This is the reason why I understand women like I do, is because I failed with them. Dude, 24-year-old Donovan didn't know shit. Even if 24-year-old Donovan somehow found the red pill, there's no way 24-year-old Donovan could start a YouTube channel at 25 years old and start packaging myself as the sage of wisdom. Like, fam, 25. What? Listen, man, young content creators, I'll give them all the credit in the world. They know more than most 25-year-old men their age. Like, I get that. But, dude, that's still the tip of the fucking... Dude, I found the red pill at 32 years old. 32 years old. I didn't start writing for Return of Kings until I was 37. 5 years into the game. I didn't become Donovan Sharpe on YouTube until I was 39, 40 years old. So I had 7 years of game under my belt before I even thought about maybe trying to influence the masses and teaching guys the lessons that I had learned with all of my failures. You cannot trust a man who has never failed in anything. You can't. You just listen. A man who has always been successful with women can't teach men anything. A man who's always been successful at business can't teach men anything about business. So again, I know there are a lot of young guys out there who watch a lot of young YouTubers. Hey, more power to you, more power to those guys. But I would caution you on trying to copy these guys to the letter, because at some point they're going to run up on a situation that they've never been in before. Now, do guys like us run into situations we've never been in before? All the time. But guess what? Those situations are few and far between because we have experienced just about everything. Nobody knows everything, but people who are younger know a lot less than people who are older. So again, this is where I would caution guys to sort of temper your attitude on that one. Steve, what you got, man?
I just want to say for the young guys that if you look at the men on this panel, what you will learn is they are the originators of all the content they have. You'll never see any of these men mimicking, mocking somebody else because they stand on what they teach, because they stand on what they know. When you know what you know, you don't have to look for somebody else to tell you how to speak and think. So the thing about these men on this panel is we don't copy people. They copy us. They mimic us. They take our material and try to make it into their material. But the problem is, as soon as, like Donovan said, as soon as you run up on a problem and you go to them, they can't give you the answer. So they got to go to Kevin. They got to go to Donovan. They got to go to Lakari or Myron to get their answers on the problem and sift through all their YouTubes to find the answer to the problem to give them the answer. And that's what's going on, man.
And listen, before I get to Myron, we're going to go Myron in the super chat. At some point, someone's going to catch on. Someone's going to say, wait a minute, XYZ or Donovan or Myron or Kevin talked about this last week. And now this dude is talking about it this week. At some point, I don't want to say that's going to get exposed, but at some point, guys are going to say, okay, this guy gives me good value, but he doesn't, he's not long enough in the tooth to really be speaking with that kind of authority. Before we go to super chats, Myron, what do you have to add to this?
All I was going to say, guys, is that you guys got to understand that, like, what we tell you guys comes from experience. As you guys know, I'm sure there's a bunch of guys here that watch my show on Thursdays where I have my buddy Fresh Prince. We talk about dealing with girls. And guys, we talk about our L's on there. Like, we're in the game. Like, we're giving you guys real-time feedback. Literally, like, I had a girl cancel a date on me yesterday because she saw my YouTube, and I was like, whatever, screw you. I don't even care. And that, but again, I'm learning from my failures because I'm taking L's just like I'm taking W's, guys. I know you guys are like, oh, Myron's ladies man in Miami. Guys, I take a lot of L's, man, to get.
There's more L's than W's, man. That's how
way more L's, guys. And the thing is that you can't trust a guy that hasn't taken L's. That's why I'm saying you got to be careful of who you take your information from. A lot of these guys haven't even hooked up with 20 girls. Like, yo, that's nothing.
Right.
No, nothing, dude.
Like, a lot of these dudes that are out here creating this content and like trying to tell you guys, oh, MGTOW this, MGTOW that, they're virgins, man. They got a lay count of like 20. Honestly, you don't got a lay count of at least 75. I don't want to hear nothing from you, bro.
Listen, a lay count of 75 means that you have 500 failures. You learn more from those.
Right.
Yeah, like a lot of these guys out here trying to give dating advice. You guys aren't even in the triple digits, and you out here trying to, like, no, man. Like, you guys aren't in the game, so you guys don't have the authority to speak. And I don't want to sound like a jerk or whatever, but it's just real talk, because we got a lot of frauds out here that aren't in the game. They're not telling you their L's. They're telling you only about their W's, but they're not telling you about, like, how I'm telling you guys, this chick saw my YouTube. She didn't like it. Oh, we won't get along. All right, cool. I don't give a shit. I'm going to talk to another chick. You know what I mean? But this is the reality of the dating game of dealing with women. The thing is that these guys are reporting on information they don't even get themselves. They're seeing other guys fail, and they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. All right, let me create content on that and tell you guys why you shouldn't get in the game. Nah, bro, your lay count's 10. No one can take you serious. You have zero authority. So that's all I got to say.
Very well said, Myron. Let me quickly run through these super chats here. Hang on a second. So Wayez Motivation says, all men not the same. Some don't value P like y'all. So Wayez Motivation, what I call an IAN. That's an ignorant ass nigga. All you need to say is all men are not the same. Some don't value the peace leave like us. Listen, we're on here talking about why men don't need women. And guys like this, is so funny. Guys like this always try to come on here and invalidate. Well, if women didn't matter, why do you talk about them all the time? Because women are a part of life, gentlemen. Listen, there is no getting around it. And for guys like this to try to act like women don't mean it. Well, I don't need the listen. Of course you don't. That's why you can only afford to give a $2 super chat. So again, you can't spell and you're broke. So that tells me all I need to know about you, Wayez Motivation. And seriously, pick up a dictionary and learn to fucking spell. Young Manhood with the $5 super chat says salute to the panel. We always appreciate YMC in the house. NY Kia 31 with the $10 super chat says a lot of guys use MGTOW to prevent looking at their own failures. I believe that women can make your life better if you have a life. Women will walk all over a dude who believes a woman makes him. That is the comment of the night so far. Very nice. C-Dub, $5 super chat says, dolls are just a more advanced form of porn personified. They will cause just as many problems as addiction to whacking off. not a valid solution. And again, as far as sex talk or sex dolls are concerned, they are a non-factor to men who actually have other shit going on in their lives. That's just all. Way as Motivation says, men, do what makes you happy. Simple as that. Yeah, again, it's not. See, again, Way as Motivation is obviously the type of guy who thinks that he can just come in and just, well, listen, all it takes, all you have to understand is she doesn't care about you. That's all you need to know. No, it's a little more, it's not complicated, but it's not that simple. Do what makes you happy. Simple as that. Really, Way as Motivation? What makes a man happy is jerking off to hentai porn and playing video games all day. What do you say to that, right? Like, get out of here with that. Enough with this. Dude, I swear to God, I love it when dudes come in here and pretend they know more than we do. Dude is probably.
I hate that shit.
Dude is 20 years old. Listen. He's on a winning streak. He's fucked 5 girls in the last 5 months, and he thinks he knows everything. Way as Motivation, please start a YouTube channel. I promise you, I will subscribe.
He's the type of guy to say, "Oh, I don't want girls. I don't want girls." Then a bad chick comes up and says, "Hey, baby, you want to talk?" And he's just like, "Oh my God." You know what I'm saying?
Very good, dude. Byron can kick my ass as far as this.
Clowns, bro.
Yeah, it's always something. There was something I was going to talk about before we got cut off, and it was a really good talking point. Let me pose this question to the channel to the panel. I'm going to try to get the phone lines back up because I would like to take phone calls for at least a little while. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of? And I don't want to bag on content creators, but what do you guys think about content creators? Because there are a lot of content creators that I like and happen to respect, but there are some content creators out there who constantly tell men, "Hey, don't deal with women at all." I can't say that. Listen, I can't say I blame them because women do some fucked up shit. So as terrible as we know women to be, what do you say about content creators who are always telling guys stay away from women? Steve, you're up first because I see her.
Ooh-wee. I don't know if you want to Donovan. Okay. Now, if you need the lines up, I can open the lines. Just hit me on the back end, Donovan. If you got a problem, because that's what men do. We help other ones out. So if you need me to open the lines up, I got you on this end, brother.
Okay, cool. Got you, man.
So what I want to say is this. You young men need to do your homework and go back to, I think, 1979, gentlemen. There used to be this show called Scared Straight. Okay.
Yeah.
And what that show did was you had a bunch of little knuckleheads that were doing bad, and what they would do is they would take them to prison and have the prisoners scare them straight so they would no longer go down that pathway of crime. Now, let's fast forward to today. What a lot of these guys are doing is they're saying, my life is your life. And that means what happened to me is going to happen to you. If Kevin eats a chicken sandwich and chokes in Oakland, Oklahoma, no disrespect, Kevin. I'm just saying, if you choke on a chicken wing in Oklahoma and talk about it, they're gonna make it seem like it will happen to you if you eat a chicken wing sandwich. A chicken wing, excuse me. But what these guys do is that they know that you're starving for information. They know that you need help. And what they're doing is they're taking advantage of the fact that you're looking for information by doing what they call in the 90s, guys, look it up, squeeze pages. I'm giving you a history lesson here. Look up the squeeze page game that they did in the 90s and early 2000s. I used to be like you, and now look at me. I'm different, and that's what they're doing right now. They're saying to you that you can be like me. Look, I had a woman do something bad to me, so it's going to happen to you. And the last thing I want to say is this. We on this panel, all these men here try to tell you, don't judge a woman by what somebody else tells you. Judge her off of your principles of your name. That's all I wanted to say, guys.
Very well said, Steve. I like the way you sort of how can I put this? Like, you have to understand that, and don't get me wrong, we know women are fucked up, but just because one guy tells you they're fucked up based on his experience, you might have a different experience with her. But your different experience is dictated by what you do. That's why you're here, to learn what to do to not get got. You guys see how that all sort of play. Right. Lucario, what are your thoughts on
these guys? Listen, this is what happens. It's usually probably one of three things or a combination of three. One is that the guy who's telling guys don't talk to women, don't deal with women at all, they don't have any game, so their experience with women is all negative. So they're like, this is the reality of women. You guys, I'm trying to save you from the reality that I felt or I experienced. So they're just coming from their reality because they have no game to attract women. Two, some of these guys do it on purpose because they know there's a lot of guys out there who are sort of hurt and really have a hard time with women. So that kind of content is attractive to a lot of these guys that's watching the internet. So they're like, I'm gonna just make some money off of YouTube telling dudes not to talk to women at all. And now the third type of dude is a guy who actually is questioning his own sexuality. You understand what I'm saying? So he probably is having issues with women because he actually might be gay. So he'll say some goofy stuff like, you know, hey, if a girl is disrespecting you, tell her to eat your ass or something like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like, so he's sort of showing his true colors by telling guys not to deal with women because he doesn't want to deal with women. You see what I'm saying? So there's a few reasons why these guys out here, the content creators who are telling guys strictly do not mess with women at all that other crazy stuff. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, you're making some extremely valid points there. And by the way, Wea's motivation said, y'all too sensitive to the alphas. Listen, eat a dick, nigga. Like, get a back. Myron, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on this particular? Again, I come to you because you have a different dimension because you're a little bit younger.
Yeah. So the thing is, guys, you guys got to understand is that women are going to treat you how they see you. And what I mean by that is like they might treat one guy poorly, but they'll treat another guy really well. And the thing you guys got to understand is I always say, a woman's treatment to you is a direct reflection of her respect for you.
Woo.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's literally a mirror image. So if she's like submissive, polite, asks you before she does anything when she's in your home, she like caters to you, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like that means that she sees you as high value. That means she respects you. But another guy that she deals with, oh, this guy's a simp. I don't really like this guy. You know what I'm saying? Women are gonna act catty and bitchy to men that they don't like and they don't respect because they want that guy out of their life. Because the thing, guys, you got to understand that women are non-confrontational. So what they'll do is they'll act poorly, they'll misbehave, they'll do things that normal guys that are high value wouldn't tolerate. So they'll be like, yo, I'm leaving, because they don't want to be the ones to pull the trigger. They want you to do that. But what do most beta guys do? Oh, it's okay, I'll accept it. You know what I'm saying? They do a bunch of yeah. So it's like, yo, they don't take action. So the girl acts terrible. And to the point that then eventually, what happens? She breaks up with him because he can't make the final decision. So you guys got to understand that just because one guy tells you women are awful, they're terrible, whatever it may be, that was his experience because his girl might have not saw him high value at that time and their point in their life at that particular moment. But if you dated that girl and you got your stuff together, you got rock iron frame, she's got to respect you, whatever it may be, your experience is going to be different. This is why it's so important, guys, to get your stuff together as a man, because when you get your stuff together as a man, the woman has no choice but to respect you. Guys, I've dated strippers. I've dated girls that have a bunch of red flags, whatever it may be. They don't act crazy with me. You know what I'm saying? I've kicked many girls out of my condo. I don't give a fuck. Like, hey, you're acting like this. All right, get out. I won't walk them downstairs. Nothing. My security has seen me kick a bunch of chicks out. So you guys got to understand is that like, girls would do disrespect men. It is true. But you got to be willing to cut them immediately when they do and not tolerate the BS and understand that the guy that is being disrespected by the woman that's complaining, he might have done some F-ups in his interaction with the woman to the point where she started disrespecting him. So every woman acts different with every guy based on how she perceives that guy, man. That's how it is. It's not uniform. Like there are chicks that like you would never want to deal with like OnlyFans chicks or strippers, whatever. I've dealt with all these chicks. They don't disrespect me because they know off rip when they deal with me. Like, yo, no, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna tolerate this BS. I'm not some simp that's like gonna sit here and pay you $500 for feet pics. That's not how I roll. You know what I'm saying? And in Miami, that's how a lot of the girls are here. So like I've had to learn through trial and tribulation. That's how you deal with a lot of women that are like that. So that's all I got to say on that.
Good stuff. Before I'm going to go to Kevin Samuels next, then I'm going to go to the super chats that I missed when I had the power outage. And I do have a Cocaine Chronicles story. The Cocaine Chronicles of Donovan Sharpe is coming up a little bit later. Let's go to Kevin. Kevin, what Myron, and this is interesting, Myron, Lucario, and Steve have all said the same thing. women don't treat men equally. They treat different men in different ways. And the way they treat you is almost always directly correlated with how they see you, which of course is directly correlated with your value. So what do you say about content creators who say all women act the same? Don't date women. They will always fuck you over.
Well, I mean, that's a good idea. If that's a person you should not be following. Again, I think what we're focusing on is a lot of guys who tend to skew younger. And I will say this about that. A lot of times when they hear us talking about this, they're like, oh, those old guys, they're not up with the new they're not, things have changed. Online dating has done this. I am still actively out there now. But I will tell you this, in my 20s, I call them the twinkling 20s. The closer I got to 30, the more I realized I didn't know shit in my 20s, because you have to have the experiences. When people speak in broad generalizations, they have to speak that because they have or lack specific stories to tell you about something. You can say most of the time, or a lot of women tend to do these kind of things. But when you hear someone making these blanket generalizations, just ask them about some specific times it happened to them and ask them questions 3 levels deep. When did that happen? Tell me a little bit more about that time. And then what happened after that? And then what happened after that? And then watch them fall apart like a house of cards.
Nice. Very, very nice. Listen, very well said. I'm going to get to some of the super chats that I missed before, and I'm going to try. Okay, we got the young. Okay, we got Aqua Dragon. Way has motivations. Okay, so young manhood says I met one with the $5 super chat. Says I met one MGTOW in real life. He was a former PUA dude that couldn't get the type of chicks he wanted, then gave up on life. Dude watched too much porn. Very good. King Everywhere I Go, $5 says guys in their 20s need to follow high-value guys in their 30s or older. Very nice. Gregory McGrath with the $10 super chat says never seen a MGTOW stay MGTOW after a beautiful woman says, hello, I'm your nurse at work. Yeah, real time. Dude, everybody's Captain fucking Red Pill until a woman actually shows interest. Red Pill Mike with the $100 super chat says, quote, behind every great man is a great woman is misinterpreted by everyone who quotes Eleanor Roosevelt. If a man strives to be the best version of himself, women fall at his feet. Women don't complete men, he says, because men are built through accountability and rationale. Dude, I swear to God, this guy could have his own YouTube channel at some point. Very well said, Red Pill Mike. I appreciate that $100 super chat. Thanos was right with the 2 British pounds, says, brother in the suit living his best life. Good. Listen, man, dude, Kevin's always clean. Like, I've never seen like, I don't know, man. Like, it would be weird. Like, I think if I saw Kevin walking down the street in like jeans and a t-shirt, I'd be like, who the fuck is that guy? I don't think I'd dude, it's incredible. Cosplay MGTOW, $5 super chat says my next place to travel is the 21 convention in Orlando. Black Wolf Inc., $2 super chat says salute to the Godfather. He's got to be talking about Kevin there because he's the only one up here that looks like a made man. The Marfuki Man, $10 says I'm making some 6-hour smoked ribs. Do you guys want some? Yes, we absolutely want some. Jesus Christ, 6 hours. My mouth is watering. Jason Moreno, $20 says you wouldn't give a toddler the keys to your car. At 36 years old, I'm still looking to the OGs to school me on the ways of the world. 45-year-olds wish they were 35 again. 35-year-olds wish they were 25 again. Learn to listen like that. Uncomfortable Truth says Myron is on point. As always, Merciless 6, $10, says there seems to be more MGTOW opposition when it comes to the Harlem, a.k.a. the Black Manosphere. We do brothers catch smoke from other men for being socially successful. Listen, Merciless, reframe that question. I think we got a couple of words mixed up. I'll be happy to answer that for you. Omega Legion with the $5 super chat says these women today are like children. My grandfather, RIP, said that if you meet a woman that'll act like a child, treat them like one and leave. Dude, I agree with that 1000%. Ken T with the €5.50 says you guys are awesome. Much love and support from Vienna, Austria. Got guys watching from all over the world. C-Dub with the $20 super chat says, in my 20s, I used to get mad men wouldn't follow me. Even back then, the men I respected and followed were in their 30s and 40s. Take no advice from men who live lives you don't want. Hashtag salute to the 7. I love it. Omega Legion, another $2 says, why do these women think they can manipulate men? Well, that's because they do. Uncle Dragon 88 with the $2 super chat says, can I come up Donovan? I have no idea what you're talking about. Appreciate the $2 super chat, though.
Come up on the show. On the panel.
Is that what he's talking about?
Yes.
Dude, fuck no. Get out of here with that. Listen, $2 super chat, man, but dude, no. This is the 7. Like, you don't get to get on the show just because you asked. What the fuck is that? Come on, man. He's probably kidding. He has to be kidding. Dennis Bryant with the $5 super chat says, thanks for all you are doing. Keep us focused on being Red Pill. The Destroyer, you guys are really killing us. You guys are really being generous. The Thought Destroyer, $5 says, why do media and other people spread the false premise that women, quote, love good guys, even though the advice is very contradictory? We are going to answer that right now. We're going to answer that right now. We're going to go around the panel. However, right now we're going to open up the phone line. So while we're waiting for the lines to queue up, 914-205-5356 is the number to call. Thought Destroyer asks, why do media and other people spread the false premise that women love good guys, even though the advice is contradictory? Steve, I'm going to let you lead off with this one.
Yeah, real quick question to the guys listening. Think about this real quick. For all you guys listening, if women are so bad, then why are all the guys on this panel so successful? Yeah, you gotta ask that question. But anyway, the reason why they say that is because just like 2 decades ago with your predecessors, guys, they were pushing the quick fix and the magical pill. The reason is because most of you guys think women are good, so they've got to sell you on your own false lie that you tell yourself, so you can follow them, and then they can come around the bend and say, "Okay, well, follow me, use me, and then women aren't this now." And see, I told you she wasn't good. You were a nice guy, and she walked all over you. See, women are no good, so follow me, follow me. So all they're doing is taking advantage of your lack of knowledge of the world. I think that's where they're coming from, brother.
Very good. Lucario, what are your thoughts on why the media continues to push this false premise that nice guys don't finish last?
Right. Well, the thing is this is the thing. Women can't tell you what they actually respond to, even though some of them might be aware of it. So for example, a woman is not going to say to you, "Hey guys, guess what? I run after guys who treat me like crap. I run after guys who just, pump and dump me. I run after guys who make me feel all weird and disrespect me." They're not going to say that because it makes them look bad. So what they have to say is, "Oh, I like guys who buy me flowers and who are nice to me and who respect that." It's like it's politically correct. That's all it is. It's like they can't really tell the truth. You see what I mean? Because the truth is going to make them look ridiculous. You see what I'm saying? And a woman never wants to look bad in any situation. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. What are your thoughts? Why does the media, why do movies tell us nice guys don't finish last, they finish first? Be the good guy and women will flock to you.
Who's that? That's me?
Yeah,
well, here's the thing. I'm sorry, I'm playing with my new drone, man.
I was about to say, I think Kevin's flying a fucking drone. That's fucking awesome.
Okay, here's the thing. The world works on archetypes. That's the premise of my business, as an archetype. Because the brain is used to making things as shortcuts to get through life. The shortcut through life is that, of course, women would like a nice guy, because who wouldn't want a guy who's going to treat you nice and do this, do that? And that's what Lucario basically said, that women have to tell you what they have been programmed to believe. Patrice O'Neal said, "You're a fish. You can't tell me how to catch you."
Right.
See, the bottom line is women like to believe one thing because that's the media. That's what they've been programmed to, because that's what sells products. I mean, that's what sells products. And before I was in image, I was in advertising. Let me try to sell you on buying a diamond ring. Okay. Women are hypergamous and tend to want the top 10, top 20%, top 20%, top 10%, whatever infinite reach of men that they are out there. And the rest of them, they will talk nice to, but they'll use them as beta male providers. Are you going to want to rush to go out and take a woman out on a date and go buy her an engagement ring if you know you don't fit up there?
Dude, fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
It's about selling stuff, bro. We live in a capitalistic society, and love, it sells.
Listen, Kevin, I know that you're probably familiar with the show Mad Men. And
yes.
I'm going to come to Myra next. Remember what he said to the woman about, he says what you think is love was made up by men like us to sell nylons. That's
I
all.
love Don Draper. He's one of the archetypes that I often use because when men were like Don, the world was a better place.
That's right. I totally agree, dude. We smoked cigarettes, we drank whiskey in our office, and fucked the secretary if we were having a particularly stressful day, and went home and told our wife. That's when men were men. Byron, why does the world tell people nice guys don't finish last, they finish first?
So I made a video on this on like why you can never listen to female dating coaches, and the reality is this, guys. The things and I hate going after Lucario, bro, but like the thing is, the things that women are attracted to are inherently unflattering. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is too is that as the economy, I always say the economy relies on blue-pilled men. If dudes thought like us, the restaurant industry would crash.
Yep.
There would be no movie industry would crash. Girls wouldn't be going out on dates like because guys actually understand that you don't need to spend a lot of money on girls to hook up with them. But most blue pill guys that don't understand women, that don't understand how women really operate, how women really think, they don't understand the game. They think that they need to invest a lot of money and time into women to be able to get that romance back. You know what I'm saying? So it is bad for the game and bad for the economy for men to know these things about women. So only a select few guys do know about it. And guess what? Guys like us are ostracized. Guys like us are made fun of. Guys like us are shamed, whatever, because we know unflattering truths about how women really operate. And for women to give the game, let's keep it real. We're the stronger sex, right? So when women come in and beat us with the manipulation, with the cognitive tricks, that's what it is. And that I always say it. This is why women don't take L's. If you cheat on a girl and you lie to her, you know what I'm saying? My camera died right there. But if you cheat on a girl and you lie to her, women don't like taking L's. Women don't like being out manipulated. That's when your car gets fucked up. That's when she gets her brothers to beat you up, whatever it may be. So the thing is that women like to hold all the cards in the game from a cognitive standpoint. So when guys understand their worth and they understand that, oh, I don't need to spend all this money, I don't need to spend all this time to get what I want, you're immediately shamed for that. So that's what it is, guys. Like the economy relies on beta men to make money for the economy. You know, every kiss begins with K. Like, nah, bro, get out of here with that. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk. As we watch Kevin mess with his new toy, dude.
Sorry.
No, that's right. Kevin looked like a kid in a candy store. He's like, oh my god, his face is all lit up.
Jones is on point though. Them Jones is tight.
Listen, I'll say this, and then we'll get to the phone lines after the super chats. Is the one conversation that I had with my mother is the last conversation we ever had about my sexual exploits with women. A lot of you guys have heard me talk about this before. So I'm on the phone with my mom, and I've been living in Vegas for 6 or 7 years. I'm at the height of my pussy slaying powers in the 702, and my mom is saying, like, what's going on with you lately? I'm like, what are you talking about? She said, well, you used to be such a nice boy, used to be caring and sweet, you used to respect women, you used to know how to treat women. It seems as though you're only using them for sex. I was like, mom, it's just a phase. I don't want to have this conversation. She's my mom, right? She kept poking and she kept prodding. So finally, she said, listen, quit evading the question. Like, what's going on with you? Is this a phase or what? I finally said, all right, mom, you want to know what it is? When I stopped treating women like my father treated you and started treating them like the crackhead you left him for, my quest with women substantially improved. There was dead fucking silence on the line because she knew I was right. I said all that to say this. Women can't tell the truth about what it really takes to be successful with women because just like Kevin said, it makes them look bad. And that's one of the fundamental differences between men and women. It's weird how this is, but what it takes to be successful with men, in 2020, just be hot and be feminine and be docile and deferent. That sounds like a good thing.
And I want to say one more thing too, Donovan. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Good.
All I was going to say was the unflattering reality is this, guys. Women will never tell you what turns them on because what turns them on is putting them second. They will never tell you that. Right. They will tell you that what turns them on is putting them in second place behind everything else and you being a greedy jerk. That's what really turns them on. Like you telling her, hey, I can't hang out with you. I got to work. Or, hey, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. Or, hey, I got to go to the gym. That's what really turns her on. But that's unflattering for her to tell you, hey, put me on the back burner for other things. She can't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? And that's bad for the economy. So that's why you can never listen to women when they talk about, oh, this is what I like. Anytime a girl says, oh, this is what I like in a guy, I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Like, get out of here, bro.
Well, it's more or less what instead of what they want. See, y'all, most men are too busy focusing on what a woman wants versus what needs. And that's where the problem is. And like Donovan says with his mom, I ask any of you guys, I tell you to take the test. Go to your mom right now and say, Mom, I met this great girl. I wanna go out on a date. What should I do? And the woman that carried you in her stomach for 9 months is going to lie in your damn face and tell you, be a good gentleman, be nice, open the door, buy her gifts, give her flowers, because women like that. And then all I want you to do is say, can you tell me about my dad? He was an asshole. He was a jerk. He never listened. He was always doing his own thing. But the question is, if he was such a bad guy, why'd you fuck him?
Right.
Exactly.
Not only that, why did you fuck him enough to get you pregnant? Right. Listen, what we have to understand is that when a girl gets pregnant, that means she's been fucking nonstop. Because, dude, listen, every once in a while, you fuck a girl once on the right night. If she's ovulating, you can get her pregnant. But if a man knocks up a woman, he's been fucking that broad. He's been fucking that broad for a while. That's how that goes. Very good discussion here. Skrilla's son with the 10 Canadian dollars says, in my J. Cole voice, these black pill virgins are false prophets. Hashtag salute to the 7. Appreciate that. Ursula 6 with the $5 super chat says, sorry, why do brothers catch the most smoke from other men for being socially successful with women? Well, this one's easy. Because they don't want us fucking with white girls. Like, let's just call it what it is. Nothing against white guys, right? But they just don't like it when we fuck with white girls. That's just all there is to it. And you want to know something? If I were them, I wouldn't like me fucking with white girls either. It is what it is. Fortunately for white guys, there are many more of them than there are us. So as long as, dude, white guys don't really have to have as good a game as black guys, because here are the facts, guys. Black women or I'm sorry, black men are not most white women's type. Most white women don't go for black dudes, at least not out in the open. So white guys have the inside track as far as success with white women go. But the reason why white girls are starting to come to the dark side is because white dudes need man to fuck up. Y'all are too fucking feminine. Y'all ain't fucking man enough. So don't get mad at me that I act like a man, but you act like a bitch, and your bitch chose me. Like, I can't do nothing about that. I'm not gonna act like a pussy just so you can get some. No, fuck that. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Okay, very good. So we're gonna go to the phone lines. And again, the phone lines are open. 914-205-5356. Guys, I'm gonna ask you in the essence of brevity. Let's not be too long-winded. Make your comment, ask your question. We'll go around the room as quickly as we can. I want to try to get everybody in. Let us go to, looks like Armand in Denver. You're on live with the 7.
Hey, gentlemen, I want to thank you for your show. I really enjoy it. I'm a bus driver in Denver, and I've definitely noticed the masculinity of women. Do I have a better chance with I met this really nice Indian woman on the bus. Do you think there's a better chance to meet a more traditional foreign woman for a long-term relationship?
Well, listen, I'll answer this first. The answer is it depends upon you, right? It's just like Myron said. Myron has dealt with women who treat most guys like shit, but they don't treat him like shit because he's Myron fucking Gaines, right? Now, back in the day, 24-year-old Donovan used to get disrespected by women. 43-year-old Donovan does not put up with that, right? So what you're going to have to and listen, I will say this. You are much more likely to meet a woman who is traditionally feminine overseas, okay? But if you can't get laid here in America, you can't get laid overseas. So if your solution is going overseas because you can't get American women, you're going to be shocked because guess what? All women respond to the same masculine cues. Does anybody else have anything on that?
Yeah, I have one thing to say. This is the problem that you guys are having. You're again, you train women on how to treat you, but for some reason, y'all keep wanting to think that just because you go overseas, that woman is going to respect you more. Don't think that a woman is not going to smell weakness or your spine. Remember, if a woman smells that your pussy is tighter than hers, no matter where she's at in the world, she's going to treat you like a bitch. So don't look at it because she's Indian that she's going to treat you nicer because she's from a foreign land. No, women want to be led no matter what world or what country they're in. They want a man to lead them. So don't make it about because you met an Indian woman. Make it about I saw a woman that I wanted to get at.
Okay, very good. Well, go ahead, Byron.
All I was going to say was, guys, as you guys know, I come from a Muslim background. You know, my parents are foreign, whatever it may be. Let me tell you guys something about that. I rave about foreign women, whatever. You guys got to understand that they're even more hypergamous than these American chicks. Because here's the thing. Her dad is going to want to figure out what you do for a living, how much money you make, etc. So things don't change, guys, like with foreign chicks. And then especially when you bring them here, they're going to become Americanized anyway. So long story short, just like Steve was saying, you gotta have yourself ready regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because dealing with foreign women just all it does is delay the process that you're gonna have to deal with anyway. Go ahead.
And also too, you got the problem is his mentality. If your mentality is I'm trying to get the foreign women or I'm trying to get this woman because maybe she'll be easier. Whenever you guys have that mentality of I'm trying to do the easier thing, that's when you're not going to be successful. You have to build yourself up to be like, I can take on anything. You understand what I'm saying? I can make anything happen. So that's the mentality you got to come at it, and that's when you're going to start winning.
Dude, listen, Lucario just nailed it on the head. The interesting thing is when guys say, well, I'm going to go to Trinidad, I'm going to go to Ukraine, I'm going to go to Vietnam where the women are more feminine. What they're really telling you is that the women over there are easier to deal with. No. Listen, women who are traditionally feminine, believe it or not, guys, they are not easy to deal with. Would you like to know why? Because a woman who is traditionally feminine, a woman who is traditionally deferent, is going to treat you like a leader. She's going to lean on you. What are we doing tonight?
Back.
Where are we going? What decision should we make? If you're the captain of the ship, guess what you got to be? The fucking captain. And when you get with a woman who abides by the captain's rules, who's she going to ask for everything? The fucking captain. Which dress should I wear? The red or the black? Should I get the fish or the chicken? What time are we going to dinner? What time are we going to bed? She's going to look to you for the answers. And if you can't provide her with those answers, if you can't provide her with that leadership, guess what? She's going to get out of pocket. And it has absolutely nothing to do with where she was raised or what country she's in. Okay. Oh, dude, Red Pill Mike with another $100 freaking super chat. Jesus Christ. You ask a woman for a logical answer regarding what they look for in a man, they will access a part of their brain to give an answer that has no bearing on the truth. If you ask them in a method that makes them associate through emotions, the answer is more accurate. Where does this guy get this stuff?
Yes,
unbelievable.
Because women run their logic through their emotions.
That's right. Holy shit, man. Oh my God, dude. Like, he just fucking blew my mind right here. I'm telling you, man. I think he's got a background in psychology because he says stuff like that all the time. C in Boston. I want you to hang on. I'm coming to get. Listen, C in Boston, Winston in Texas, Scott in Utah, Ice Dragon in Vegas, and Taj also in Vegas. I'm going to get to you guys in just a second. Sauce Boss Trucker with a $10 super chat says, I dated a woman for 7 months who was celibate and spent $4,000 total on her. I'm 25. She's 24 from Fort Lauderdale. None of us have children. Why women always playing games on me? I'll tell you what. The first reason is because you dated her for 7 months and spent $4,000. That's the first reason. The second reason is this woman is not celibate. Okay, when a woman tells you she's celibate, listen, I'm going to give you a womanese 101 lesson. I'm celibate. Here's what translation, I don't want to fuck you. She wasn't playing mind games on you, dude. You fell hard for that shit. Steve, what are your thoughts?
Dude, you need to take me to the woods and shoot me in the back of Mama Dubla Abagabo with this bullshit. Look, young man, let me tell you something, man. Check this out. You listen to what you said. 7 months and celibate. Look, let me tell you something. If you look, I got a rule in my crib, and I've always had this even when I was single. You ain't coming over if I ain't coming. That's it. That's bottom line. That ain't happening. See, what happened was she smelled, and I'm not being mean, I'm just being honest. She smelled weakness in you, and she smelled that, you know what? I can put him on my roster, in my what is called a bank account. And I can get money from you and just rub your shoulder, make you feel good, and you're not going to do anything about it. The problem is not her. You listen to what I'm saying again. The problem is not her. The problem is you training her to be this way, sir.
Listen, man, we say this all the time. You teach people how to treat you. And again, listen, obviously you're inexperienced. You're only 25, right? This is a $4,000 lesson. When a woman tells you she's celibate, she is telling you she does not want to fuck you. Ain't no 24-year-old woman from Fort Lauderdale is celibate. Here's another truth. Women are never not fucking somebody. They're never not fucking. Don't let these women fool you into thinking, well, I haven't been in a relationship in 6 years. Maybe not, but that doesn't mean she ain't been fucking niggas back to back to back during those 6 years.
Right.
You never fall for these bitches. Gregory McGrath with the $10 super chat says, keep them second. The hardest lesson for me in life. Truth bombs here, cut to the bone. Thank you, gentlemen. Real motherfucking talk. Okay, let's go back to the phone lines. Let us go to C in Boston. C in Boston, you're on live at the 7. C in Boston, I need you to turn down. All right, C in Boston, I'm going to put you on hold because I'm going to need you to turn down your TV or phone. Let's go to Winston in Texas. Winston in Texas, you're on live with the 7. Go ahead.
Hey, how you guys doing? First off, I just want to appreciate everything I was doing. And I wanted to get into my past and my present. So in my past, you know, I would sleep with a lot of females and stuff, and I kind of did it by like a sort of passive, you know, beta kind of way. I would just kind of get by on my looks, so to speak.
Okay.
And now I just turned 33 this year, and I'm noticing a issue where I keep getting choosing signals or the attention from women who are overweight, older, just really non-desirable. It was like a switch went off, and like it's just like witches and like goblins and shit are just like attracted to me, and I can't get any sort of regular female attention. And I'm like, I've been working out, I've been doing my thing, I've been doing all my self-improvement, and I'm just like, is there any sort of way to gauge your own market value, like on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there any way to like to know for sure, like, oh, I'm a 7, or oh, I'm an 8, or like to know where you are, like where you rank?
Bruh. Can I say, okay, let me say this.
You got it.
This is the problem. You've been coasting on your looks too much. This is the problem where I call it pretty boy syndrome.
All basically.
Well, I say that again.
No, it was like I hit the wall, but I hit the wall in the male version. That's kind of
you didn't know. That's not the thing. You didn't really hit the wall. You were just coasting on your looks. And this is what happens with a lot of guys. I call it pretty boy syndrome. Is that what happens is you were getting certain, you know, attention from your looks or whatever, but therefore you didn't work on your game. You didn't work on everything else that was going to get you the type of woman you wanted. So now what happens is that we go with the path of least resistance. So what's going to happen is you're going to get certain girls choosing you, but it's probably going to be, like you said, the fat, goofy looking girls. And so now you're like, damn.
Right.
What's going on? So it's not nothing about your, you know, necessarily your sexual market value. Is more so you got to be more assertive and aggressive and put yourself out there to actually talk to more women to up your game so that you will be more attractive to women in general. You see what I'm saying? Because right now you can't really coast too much on your looks. This is what I try to tell guys. Because when you do that, what happens is that you get lazy with your mouthpiece. You get lazy with actually knowing how to interact and seduce women. So you got to start putting yourself out there more to really go after the woman and not just lay back and expect them to come at you, because you're going to be waiting for a long time and nothing's really going to pop off for you. You see what I'm saying?
Very good.
Okay.
Steve, what you got? Steve, what's up?
Yeah, I just want to say real quick, the problem with you, big dog, is that, like Lacar is saying, you're standing on the wrong thing, man. You're standing on your looks, and I'm not saying you're whining, but you're standing on everything outside of you. You don't even have. Do you have? I can ask you. You're gonna say no. Do you have wine above your bed? Do you have wine, a wine right above your bed? Yes or no?
Yeah. Well, I drink whiskey. I don't drink wine.
No. I asked you. No. Do you have a wine rack above your bed? Yes or no?
I love this.
No, sir.
No, right. My whole point. And let me ask you another question. When you talk to women, all you do is text them, right? Right?
Negative. No. I try to push for a phone conversation, but these young girls, they don't even like phone conversations.
I didn't have that. I just said, okay, well, you push for the phone conversation, but where's the texting, voicemail, and video messages? Here's your quick problem is you guys, again, you get out of high school and you go into life with this high school mentality, and you're not even working on your sexuality. You need to find Kevin to show you how to dress right. That's part of sexuality. You need to learn more about art. You need to learn more. You have to, you know what, the thing about movie stars, why they get Oscars and Emmys, because they have this thing called range, and you don't have range. Sexuality is romantic, sensual, freaky, dirty, nasty, kinky, in your texts and your phone messages, and you can't carry that over if you have a high school mentality of I'm just going to just ride on my clothes and all these other things instead of the man himself. That's all I want.
Yeah, it's almost like, and thanks for the call, Winston. Very good question. You have to be very careful not to be a one-trick pony, right? If you're a one-trick pony, if that trick somehow gets lost in the shuffle, or you can't rely on that anymore, then you don't really have a curveball, right? Listen, you throw a 105-mile-an-hour fastball, but there's no curveball, there's no changeup, there's no slider. So when batters step into the box against you, they're going to wind up early because they know that 105-mile-an-hour fastball is coming, and at some point, doesn't matter how hard your fastball is, guys are going to catch up to it. It's just like girls, man. You can't rely on just one characteristic to be successful to win. You really do have to diversify your pussy portfolio in that regard. Kevin Samuels is stepping up his green screen game over there. It's actually quite fun. I was like, is this dude outside?
That's right.
All that stuff. See in Boston. You're on live with the 7.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
The problem is not really relationships. This is oldest time, from Adam and Eve to the present day. It's all about a man has a drive to procreate. It's a natural instinct. He cannot help this. And women have the power of sex. So the desire for that sex, which is inherent in men, has been monopolized by women. And since they can control the sex, they can control the man in certain ways. But in America, if you notice, unlike other countries, in other countries, they've always had red light districts. They've always had a way for men to satisfy that desire. And women will never allow that to be legalized, because once they do that, you don't have to chase if you have that desire. You don't have to fall for all the shenanigans. You don't have to spend $4,000 over 7 months. You just go in, satisfy that need, and continue on with the mission. And I really believe that is the cornerstone element of all the problems in America.
Okay, so wait a minute. So let me just make sure I'm understanding you correctly, because I think Steve I'm just going to go out on the limb here and say that Steve disagrees. So hold on. Right. Just real quick, Steve, real quick. I just want to make sure that I'm understanding you correctly. So what you're saying is that the problem isn't relationships. The problem is biological, and legalizing prostitution would, in essence, save relationships between men and women. Is that what you're saying, or am I misquoting you?
No. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it would level the playing field.
Okay, all right.
Oh no, young big dog. Okay, listen. See, the one thing, again, we always talk about uniqueness and content creators.
Absolutely.
I don't teach guys about having sex with women. That's beneath me. I couldn't tell you how to run behind and beg for a female's crumbs. That's beneath me. I teach men to make women want to fuck them, want to be with them, want to sleep with them, want to send them new pictures without them having to beg the woman. All this stuff that you're talking about, that's on like what? Is that on a kindergarten level? I don't even know what you're talking about with all this going and paying for stuff. See, a lot of you guys understand. I don't know if it was Kevin Myron. One of these guys on this panel said it. When you are a man and she sees you as a man, she will invest not just her money, but the guy who got the $4,000. That $4,000 got divvied up to Kevin Samuels, Lucario, Myron, and Donovan. I know your girl might be listening, but no, I'm just saying. I'm just saying to you guys that there is a higher level, and when you are on the level of being a man, women will buy you things. They will stay up at night looking at you going to sleep. I always go back to Purple Rain, and if any of y'all don't understand,
don't do
it. In 1983, watch Purple Rain. Prince just walked up and looked at the guitar. He didn't say, I wanted the guitar. He didn't say, give me the guitar, please, I need it. When Apollonia saw the value in him, Her first check didn't go to rent. She went and bought him the guitar, brought it to him as a gift because women will invest in a man because they get an emotional return. That's all. I'm sorry. That's all I want to say.
See, they don't want to hear that though.
No. They don't want to hear that. No, and what do you have to add to this?
Okay. Again, competitive men don't worry about stuff like this.
There it is, man.
Competitive men are so engrossed with being competitive and becoming the best at what they do. Women are optional and they follow competitive men. To the caller who said there's always a red light district, it's not frequented by competitive men.
That's right.
You don't need to go. Now, understand something. I am all down for the escort game. We can have shows about it. But again, when I brought that high-level escort, it was to compete with competitive men.
Right. It was not for sex. It was
no sex. Okay. Again, Steve, we could do an entire show on this. You follow a woman's where a woman puts her money is the truth. And a lot of you guys have never had a woman spend any significant money on you without just as a gift to the king. You've never had that happen. You've never had a guitar. You've never had a $1,000 this, or it's a struggle for you to even get her to spend half of her money on a date. So when you see guys who talk about this stuff, it sounds fantastic. It sounds like it's fairy tale land. And I'm telling you, just yesterday, I was at the Tom Ford store and a gorgeous woman was standing out there in front. And what did she go do? She went to go buy her boyfriend or her fiance a suit.
Woo! That's what's
on her card.
Listen, I tell the story all the time. Devin and I had been dating for 5 or 6 months, probably 3 or 4 months. And we're talking one afternoon and she says, "Hey, do you want to go to Hawaii?" I said, "Well, if you're paying, I'm playing." I thought she was just joking around. Dude, 2 hours later, she's calling me up. "All right, we're flying out of here. We're landing there. Here's where we're staying." Devin laid out $6,000 of her own money to take me on vacation, right? Devin was invested in your boy. That is a woman who now has skin in the game. And fortunately now, here we are 4 years later, I'm able to, in essence, return the favor, right? And again, a woman can tell you whatever she wants. If a woman spends money on you, she is invested in you no matter what. Oblong he says, "Donovan Sharpe, do you know what Coach Greg Adams called you? He said you are a robot/machine with how you multitask." Yeah. Speaking of Greg Adams, by the way, I make a few announcements. Coach Greg Adams will be live in studio on November 14th. That's November 14th, September 12th. Myron Gaines is going to be live in studio September 17th. Terrence Pop will be live in studio. And on October 26th, both Steve the Dean and Lucario will be live in studio. Studio. So, guys, I've got some killer content coming out there. I'm trying to get Kevin. I'm trying to fly Kevin out here so that we can do a show. I got to be able to get a hold of him because I know Kevin is busy. By the way, I'm going to go ahead and preemptively congratulate Kevin for reaching 100,000 subscribers. He's at 95,000 subscribers. He's going to get unbelievable, man. And I'm telling you, when one of us succeeds, we all succeed. So I think I speak for everyone when I tell you,
Kevin. Donovan, I got one thing I just wanted to add. I want to give a little bit of a different opinion on this prostitution thing. I'll say this when it comes to prostitution. This guy talking about the red light district, whatever. The only thing I would see prostitution do, it was alleviate the simps a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The simps would have a release, because the reality is this. I always tell guys, man, like, it's not worth paying for sex, because what's going to happen is you're going to start going down a dangerous road where you're going to start seeing a side of women that's going to get you angry. You know what I'm saying? And also on top of that, you're not going to get desire sex. You're going to get transactional sex, which is not the same. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys have never even experienced true desire sex. I'm talking like when she tells you, "Oh, do it without a condom," or like she starts giving you fellatio without you even asking. Like, a lot of you guys haven't experienced that, but that comes from you being genuinely attractive and her having like an innate, like a visceral response to, like, maybe you have a good body, maybe you're a good looking guy, maybe your game is on point tight, or you have all of them. You know what I'm saying? So the thing with prostitution is it would allow a lot of lower value guys to have sexual access, which would alleviate some of the frustration. But the problem is that, like, the guys that are high value aren't going to be out here wasting time with prostitutes, man. That's just when you got game, you don't. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you won't have to. Exactly. So
there's something else to be said about that. I'm going to get to these super chats. We're going to go back to the phone lines.
Yeah, my point's done. I'm good.
No, you're good. You're all right. Dude, there's a big difference between transactional sex and the viscerally attractive sex, right?
Right.
And when there's transactional sex, you don't get blowjobs, right? When there's transactional sex, you get starfish sex. You don't get a woman who fucks you back, so to speak. You don't want that. And again, listen, man, if prostitution is your thing, that's fine. But again, I would actually go as far as to say that prostitution is kind of another way of advanced masturbation, right?
Right.
Listen, she's live and she's got a heartbeat, but she's not really fucking you back. That to me is masturbation. You may as well do it for free with your hand. C Platinum with the $15 super chat says, when I started putting myself first and accomplishing my goals, women started treating me better and respect just came naturally from them. Bingo. No fucking excuses, just straight up facts. There is another super chat here. Oh boy, Cam Mail, whatever. $5 says, my current squeeze helped give me a down payment on my new home and paid my legal fees. Now I have 50-50 custody of my son. That's ride or die. And a woman that invested in a relationship isn't going to just walk out at the first sign of trouble. That is always the way you do it. All right, we got a few more callers on the line. We're gonna have to mow through these very, very, very quickly because this show has already gone 41 minutes longer than it needed to. Let us go to area code 717. Area code 717. You're on live with the 7.
How you doing, 7, man? It's like walking in the hall of
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Don't give a shit. You jumped in line. Don't press 1 to cut in line. Don't do it. I'm going to bring you on. I'm going to make a fucking fool out of you. Don't do that. Let us go to Scott in Utah. Scott in Utah, you're on live with the 7.
Hey, fellas, what's up?
What's up, man?
What up?
Yeah, I want to get through this as quickly as I can, but I want to adequately formulate my thought.
Whoa. Listen. Hold on, Scott. Hold on. I can already tell that this is going to be a very long comment. So I am asking you again, in the essence of brevity, let's really, really try to condense it here. Give us the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, I'll try really hard. So I feel like there's two types of guys out there. There's like extreme wise, like there's the hit it and quit it type of guys, and then there's like the simp guys who will just do whatever for women basically. I feel like I fall somewhere in the middle because to me women are more than I value women for more than just sex. Of course I want sex from a woman.
Scott, I'm sorry, I had to let you go, dude. Like, we got to mow through these calls. I love guys. Listen. I want to try to get everybody on. I really, really do. You guys, listen. We got to be quick. I'm not saying just get it all out there in 5 seconds, but I don't need backstory. Get in, get out, and let's do it. All right, let us go back to area code 717. Area code 717. You're on live with the 7.
How you doing, 7? I said a quick question
Nope.
for you.
Listen, man, there is no quick question. You jumped in line. If you call back, I'm going to hang. You guys are killing me. Let us go to Ice Dragon in Vegas. Ice Dragon in Vegas, you're on live with the 7. Make it quick.
Hey, what's up, Donovan? Real quick, and it's Aqua Dragon. Listen, man, I'm a MGTOW member myself.
Okay.
But I'm not the MGTOW that you think that MGTOWs are. Mm-hmm. I actually like deal with women, and I understand women, and I actually like listen to you guys because you guys do give good advice on how to deal with them on an intimate level. Good. So MGTOW and getting women are two different things. I'm not MGTOW because of that. Okay. So I mean that's basically what I want to tell you.
Good stuff, man. I appreciate it. And listen, man, Aqua Dragon makes a very good point. There are a lot of, and this is the thing, man. This is why we talk, and I don't even want to call them MGTOWs, but there are so many men in their ranks that gives MGTOWs a bad name, man. Dude, Coach Greg Adams is a MGTOW. Joker's a MGTOW. Those are two of the biggest content creators out here. But we have guys giving those guys bad names. It really is sad. Let's go to Taj in Vegas. Taj, you're on live at the 7.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
I just wanted to go back to a point that Donovan made that was very true, that you said you can't learn anything from a person that hasn't failed before. And, I heard that and I was like, that's completely true because someone that failed knows how to deal with that and get to success. And, I just want to say thank you to every single one of you because you're very important and, teach young guys like me how to navigate the road of women and all that. So thank you all.
Excellent, man. Thank you very much for the call, Aqua Dragon. Let us go to Nikki in Seattle. Nikki, you're on live with the 7.
What's going on, gentlemen? I think that you guys are really saying things that men, young, old, whoever, really need to hear. And it's a great group. What is your advice to someone who wants to put in the work in creating his own group, his own brotherhood, his own tribe, specifically when he doesn't have very many decent quality men as friends?
Listen, that's a very good question. A lot of times, and I think this is on a lot of us content creators, and this is something that I have sort of neglected. I always do like a location shout out, right? So if Lucario is on or if Myron is on, about halfway through the show, I'm like, hey, let's do a location check. Put in your name and where you're from. And listen, this is how Kyle Mitchell and Miami J ended up linking up, because they're like, wait a minute, I'm in Miami, you're in Miami, Myron Gaines is in Miami. Those three will link up. That would be my advice to you would be to frequent these red pill channels and ask, hey, where are you guys from? I'm from Seattle. You'd be surprised. 2 or 3 guys in the chat. Hey, man, I'm in Seattle too. That's how you create those groups. Anybody have anything else on that?
I want to hear what Steve got to say, because I saw Steve foaming at the mouth.
He foams me at the mouth. Okay, young man, you have to understand that being a man is a single journey. Everybody on this panel are independent thinkers that when this show is over with, they're going back on their road on their own road. You shouldn't look for the group, because then you're going to be part of a collective. You need to be an individual, man. Being a man is not being a part of something. All these men on this panel are coming together as independent thinkers, and then when the show's over, they're breaking off by themselves down their own road.
We are together because of our single paths. Okay. Right. This group does not make or break any one of us. That's how this goes. So listen, I listen, kudos to that guy for wanting to start a group, but you got to make sure you have your shit together before you start forming groups. And I'm not saying you're thinking like a female, but as a man, you have to be able to rely on yourself and only yourself. If the 7 were to get destroyed, all 5 of us up here, all 7 of us, we'd be just fine. That's the way it goes. Let us go to Destroyer in the U.S. Destroyer, you're on live at the 7.
Hey, I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
It's that, why do most women associate more sexual pleasure with penis size and ridicule average to below average men, but then contradict themselves by saying that a man skilled in the bed is better than a man with an above average penis?
Whoa, wait a minute, Destroyer. Listen. I'm not trying to get in here. I'm not trying to be mean here, but it sounds like you just read something from an article.
Right, exactly. I'm like,
how do you know that women derive sexual pleasure from the size of a man's penis? How many women have you slept with?
Right.
You said how many?
None.
Okay, well there you go. I don't want to laugh at you, Destroyer, but this goes to what we were talking about, other content creators talking about what all women do. You don't know what women will or won't do based on somebody else's experience. So there's no way for you to know that women put so much emphasis on a man's penis size if you've never fucked a woman before. Now, I can give you anecdotal experiences. I've had some women tell me I have a huge dick. I've had some women say, meh. The age-old question to, does size matter? Yes, size does matter if you are in the top or the bottom 1%. Dude, everything in between, women, it doesn't really matter. Go ahead, Kevin.
Can I ask a question, Donovan?
Yeah, go ahead.
Caller, Destroyer. Is he still here?
He's still here.
Why does this matter?
No, because I always found it strange, because women would actually tell me in my...
better question. Why does this matter to you?
Because I always found it contradictory, because I was always curious as a young child, and I always...
Again, caller, you're wasting your time building up fears about something that you don't know anything about. See, so many intelligent men find themselves in these places, and they get involved in this intellectual masturbation to cover up their innate fear of women. It can't matter to you. You have nothing to gauge this on. And even if you came up with the right Einstein kind of answer, does that change your position in the world? No.
No, not really.
Then go change that.
It's not no, not really. It's no. listen, another man's dick size based on what another woman said has nothing to do with you. So listen, if you want to know the answer to that question, you got to go out and fuck women. Dude, you're going to have women tell you that you have a huge dick. You're going to have women tell you that you have a small dick. This is just how this is. I would also strongly caution you on your nickname, because you neither sound like nor do you carry yourself like a destroyer. You got to come better.
Donovan, I just want to say real quick for the young man, what you guys got to understand is, and I think Kevin talked about it before, the intimacy connection. When a woman is intimately and emotionally connected to you, it doesn't matter the size, because we don't think, y'all are thinking that women think like us. They don't think like us. They're emotionally driven. The intimacy to her is the emotional connection. She's not looking at your size, because you can have the smallest dick size and be connected to the woman and have the best sex in her life. So y'all got to stop thinking like men and start seeing women for what they are. Stop listening to these content creators that's putting you down the wrong pathway, man.
I just want nobody's dick is the size of an infant. So come on.
Right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is why, like, yo, Destroyer, no offense to you, bro, but you speak to a larger problem. This is why young guys got to get out there and deal with women and figure this out on your own, because you guys are over here worried about problems that you're not even dealing with yet. And the thing that you got to learn through experience, man, like you're out here like wondering like, oh, does penis size matter? All this other stuff. See the DNA, right, guys. You guys got to remember, women fall in love in their head first, and then you get into bed. This is, and men fall in love with their eyes. This is why chicks wear makeup and dudes fucking lie. So you got to understand, men and women, we're completely different, okay? Like the things that turn you on visually aren't going to be the same for her. If she's connected to you emotionally, that sex is going to be amazing to her, even if you got like a 2-inch dick, bro. So you got to get out there and deal with women, bro. Like you're over here like being a red pill masturbator. You probably read The Rational Male 10 times, but you don't know shit about chicks, bro. You sound really stupid. So you got to get out there and date chicks, bro. Like that's what it is, man. Get on Tinder, make a profile, start cold approaching chicks at the bar or whatever you live, and get out there and figure this out. Take L's. You're scared to take L's. That's the reality. You're saying dumb shit like this because I know for a fact you're not out there approaching women. When you're asking stupid questions like this, you got to get out there, take L's, learn how to do this stuff, and then get this experience so you don't say weird things like this and scare the women, bro. Stop watching red pill shit. Yeah, this is out there talking to women.
Listen, this is what we call paralysis by analysis, right? Guys, they read and they consume. Well, I find it contradictory. No. Like, dude, stop thinking and just go out there and do. Easier said than done, I know, but it still has to be done. Somebody said in the chat, and I forget who, that anytime somebody nicknames themselves Black Hammer, they've always got 3s and 4s around them. Yeah. Don't, like, dude, like, you can always listen, someone who nicknames himself Destroyer never sounds like a destroyer on the phone.
I agree,
bro.
It's like dudes who say they alpha males, but not really alpha males.
Alpha male 213. They're always fucking. We got Chris in Philly. We have Jerome in KT. We have Nathan in Texas and Robert in Vegas coming up next. Let me quickly read these super chats because we're about to round third and head for home. Red Pill Mike, $5 super chat, says part of being Red Pill subscribed is having the strength to stand on your beliefs without relying on a support system. I agree with Steve 100%. Dude, I co-sign on that 100%. Jason Moreno, $5, says it does. But at the end of the day, I've never had one that didn't get around 2 or 3 with. Just saying. Very, very well said. Black Wolf Inc. with the $5 super chat says, all hail the 7 baby. This is killing the inner simp in men, and I can't be happier for it. Yeah, listen, we had to punch Destroyer in the chest. Anytime you call up talking about, well, studies and no. Like, dick size is dick size, man. And here's another thing. Girls don't give a fuck about sex. They don't give a shit about sex. They care what you can do for them and the way you make them feel. That's just all there is to it. I can't.
Very true. They understand it's a necessary requirement to retain a guy. A lot of them understand that. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. All right, let's get through these last callers here. Let's go to Chris in Philly. Chris in Philly, you're on live with the 7.
What is up, guys? Hey, Myron, just want to give you a quick shout out, man. Everything that you said to me on Friday night really helped out. And I want to go on to a point that you were talking about earlier with guys going out to the Eastern countries. So I live in Northeast Philadelphia, and there's a lot of Russian girls here. And to anyone who thinks that, you go to like any country like Eastern Europe, bullshit, pardon my language, but it is very much way more hypergamous over there and in these sort of areas than it is anywhere else. And next to that, they actually will wear fake designer clothes to make themselves look more, upper class, so they can get with the higher end guys.
Yeah, man.
Just want to say that out there. That not many people know about that.
Good stuff, man. Well,
women aren't the way, guys. Like a lot of them are more hypergamous than American chicks. Like a lot of guys like, oh, I'm gonna do for me. It's like, nah, bro. Like her dad is gonna be hypergamous. He's like, what do you do for a living? How much money you make? All this other stuff.
Oh, yeah, listen. If I had a kid, I'd want to know too. Hey, Sam, how much are you making? Like, call yourself destroyer. What exactly are you destroying? It's certainly not. Listen, I'm not trying to be mean to destroyer. I'm just saying he really.
He needs to get beat up though. He needs to get beat up for that.
He needs to get his ass kicked. Listen, I've been in many fights. I've won a lot more than I've lost, but I've never been curb stomped. But I've got my ass kicked before. I think that's what Destroyer needs. King Life with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. Jerome in KT. Jerome from KT, you're on live with the 7.
Oh, well, hello, gentlemen. Actually, it should have been Kentucky. I'm from Louisville,
Kentucky. Gotcha. KY. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but I just want to first off just thank you, fellas, for your content. It's really helped me so much. But I'll admit, the first time I listened to it, it hurt. I had to be disillusioned, and
that's what it is.
There's actually nothing wrong with that, because to be disillusioned means you let go of the illusion, you let it go, and just been learning that if you really want to succeed, whether it's with women or just life in general, to conquer reality, you just got to stand up and face it. That's the key. So it's really helped me a long way with that, and just want to just appreciate you fellas for what you all do, and just keep it up. All right,
will do, man. Jerome had kind of like an old school 1977 kind of player vibe. Like, hey, what's going on, man? Like, come to my white collar and these these fish tank platforms I'm wearing. Let us go to Nathan in Texas. Nathan in Texas, you're on live with the 7. Go ahead.
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
Chilling.
Okay. Yeah, I just got a quick question. Do you think that Donovan? Do you think I should just keep red pill content off of the Facebook, the public? Because basically every time I share my opinion on Facebook, I seem to be pretty unpopular. A lot of people, they'll even post screenshots of me, and people will just bash me in the comments and basically rant about how much of a piece of shit I am and my opinions suck and I have no respect for women. Do you think that I should just keep it like private from now on? Like,
no, fuck
only
no.
in certain groups?
No, fuck no, man. Dude, listen, just because people talk shit about you on Facebook, that doesn't mean shit. Everybody's everybody's a fucking tough guy on social media. Oh, you're not shit. Dude, listen, keep dropping those fucking red pill truths, because somebody out there is watching your page. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think, dude, you just need to be you, bro. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, look, now is one thing if, let's say you're out there saying a bunch of crazy stuff and that like affects like your employment or something. So I don't know what you do for work or whatever, because sometimes people get caught up because of stuff they say online. But other than that, though, just do you and understand that everybody's not gonna like what you're saying. And of course, if you're saying real stuff, people are always gonna shit on it, because most people, they're lost and they're not aware of what's actually going on out here. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question, caller. Why are you posting it?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you posting this content?
Sometimes it's just to vent, or because I try to spread basically just trying to do what Donovan does. I mean, I'm not.
All right. Well, see, that's the difference.
Spread the awareness.
That's the difference. Donovan gets paid for that. Donovan gets paid for that. See, I always start with why. If you went to a restaurant just venting, you can't get upset with people who say, fuck you, I don't come here to hear you vent. Now, here's the thing. There are places to vent, but you can't hold back the response. Facebook is a female-dominated platform.
Yes.
So you get the response you get. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying always start with your why. What's your end goal? And a lot of times guys post this stuff to agitate instead of starting a conversation.
Right.
And I'm good with either way. Just understand, if you want to agitate, you can't get mad that somebody punches back harder than you can hit.
Ooh, damn. And
you deal with the consequences, man. Like the thing is, bro, you got to be comfortable with, like, when you put out content like this, if you're not making money off of it and you have something to lose, like let's say your employment or whatever, you need to think twice when you do these types of things. If you're an entrepreneur and you got you money, that's different. But if you have employment that like is content upon like you having a certain image, whatever, you need to be more careful. And then on top of that, you got to understand, bro, like we discussed earlier, this methodology of thinking is bad for the economy. So people are going to fight back on you. Unflattering realities about female nature. And quite frankly, if you're not making money off of it and it doesn't like really benefit you and it's going to cause you more problems, you need to rethink why you're doing it. Another thing too, bro, let's keep it real. The fact that you told us that you're doing it to vent tells me that you have not accepted how women operate yet.
There you go. That's why I start with the why, because I figured that's what it was. You're venting,
in fact,
that's not the place to vent.
There's a deeper problem here. You haven't accepted hypergamy. You haven't accepted how women really mate select, and you're mad about it. And what you need to do is not be mad about it. Focus on you. Make yourself happy through becoming more successful yourself, and then women will be a byproduct of it. You're dealing with some red pill rage right now, bro. Let's just keep it 100.
Yeah, I just want to say y'all need to get your crayons out of what I'm about to say to y'all guys out there. Y'all don't understand women 101. You got to understand when you're online, the first thing she's got to do, she's going to do is get rid of the nerdy, creepy, and weirdo guys and the ones who don't have experience. The next thing that she's going to do is separate the guys that have experience. But how does she do it? By doing her homework. She's going to look at your Facebook page and look at what you're posting. And if you're being derogatory towards women, you talking noise about women, you talking smack about women this and women that, you've just lost her because she's going to get offended by what you're saying. And if you're sitting around here making all these assertions and saying these things, you gotta make statements that you stand on and don't, like Donovan was saying earlier. We were talking about myself, Myron, and Lucario. You can't mimic and parrot what somebody else says and not be able to stand on it. Men stand on their statements. And if you can't stand on your statement, you're going to lose out with women, man.
Yeah, bro. Just like I said earlier, guys, like when you guys carry this like resentment towards women from like, you know, from red pill theory, whatever, that's going to permeate in your interactions, and women are going to just like not want to deal with you because they're going to be like, yo, this guy's butthurt. This guy is on some weird stuff. And then let's keep it real. They're going to think like you're on some wild shit, like you're trying to like kill him or, you know what I'm saying? Like the thing you understand is that when women don't think the way we do. So when you say anything unflattering about female nature, they're immediately their danger triggers are gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this guy chopped women up. Like, what's up with this guy? You know what I'm saying? They don't think logically about that. So you can't, it's very, it's dangerous to expose these things, especially on public forums like Facebook, because what you're telegraphing is, I'm angry at women. I'm not getting laid. And chicks are immediately gonna associate with low value, bro. So,
and see, let me say this.
Sorry, go ahead.
Caller, at the end of the day, whatever you're working against your purposes. If you're trying to vent, it's the wrong place. If you're trying to spread knowledge to other men, it's the wrong format and you're the wrong messenger. And the audience you're interacting with, you don't even like.
There you go. Boom. Listen, here's the thing I'll say about this is, let's just keep it real. The reason why a lot of guys post red pill content is just to get attention, right? It's almost like trying to DHV. Hey, look at me. I'm one of the red pill guys. But listen, man. And I'm not even on Facebook anymore. I'm not even on social media anymore. But you got to have thick skin, dude. Like, you have to have thick skin, dude, because listen, people are gonna come after you with the fucking vengeance of 1,000 suns, man. You're always gonna have to be ready for that. Thought Destroyer with the $5 super chat says, I want to thank you for that tough love advice, and I know that the advice I was given will help me pursue a me that will give immense confidence. I agree, and I would start with like re-nicknaming yourself. Thought Destroyer. And listen, I'm not trying to be mean here, but like, dude, Thought Destroyer, that reeks of meathead red pill guy. So you want to stay away from that. So listen, I appreciate the $5 super chat. Hopefully you take that advice with a grain of salt. We got one more call, but before that, we're going to get to these super chats. Mickey Davis, $5 super chat, says, thank you for your advice concerning creating your own tribe. I'm currently at borderline rock bottom, and I'm looking for like-minded individuals around Seattle to push each other to become better men. Much love, 7. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's do a name and location in the chat. Name and town, name and country, name and city. Where are you from? Maybe guys can find each other and start little miniature groups there. But again, we're not together because the reason why we're together on the 7 is because we have our shit together. I would be very, very careful. I would caution you against using other people, men or women, as a support system. You're a man. You got to be able to support yourself. Red Pill Mike says $10 super chat. Facebook is a playground for low value women trying to mislead men on how to stay in the friend zone. High-value women don't see any point in engaging with everything they disagree with. Real fucking, I swear to God, this dude is incredible.
Yeah, Facebook is.
Naha, €5 says, can we have a world where men have premarital fun and at the same time there is a good non-promotional for every man? Thanks for the good content. I don't understand.
Promiscuous.
Oh, promiscuous. Oh, okay, got it. Well, I mean, listen, the answer is no. The answer is no. That reality, man. Listen, all women are sluts. That's always the way it is.
I want to get jacked and shredded without going to the gym.
There you go.
Exactly.
Xanatos Clutch with the $5 super chat says, to the caller venting through posting, he should probably put those red pill tenets to practice. If he did, he wouldn't need to vent. Very good. Daniel Matafrego with the 10 British pounds says, watching you guys from, Gdynia, Gdynia, Poland at 39 years old, I can't agree with you more. Thanks for putting into words what I have always thought but couldn't express myself. Hats off, gentlemen. A lot of guys who find the red pill, they sort of dive in head first because their masculine hard drive has been telling them something is not right. Then they find red pill content like, yes, this is exactly what it is. Now I can sort of giving myself permission to believe what the truth is. King Everywhere I Go, $5 says, if you have a job, stack your paper and create a passive income first before spreading red pill information on social media. And my opinion, that is not an opinion, my friend. Those are facts. Last call of the evening. Let us go to Robert in Vegas. Robert in Vegas, you're on live with the 7. Go ahead.
Yo, what's up, Donovan? This is Robert in Vegas.
What's up, brother?
I was hoping to see you guys out here pretty soon. Unfortunately, it looks like it's not going to happen.
Wait, hold on, Robert, real quick.
I don't know if you know.
Hang on, Robert. I think you've got the wrong group. I think you've got the wrong group. We're not. I think Rule Zero is doing the Rule Zero live in Vegas, and I'm not doing the Rule Zero live.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were coming out.
No. I am not a part of I'm not a part of Rule Zero. Nope. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay. Well, no,
Yeah,
I mean, I subscribe to you and him and all of them. I thought you were just coming out, with the crew to do the thing. I'm actually, I was the guy that was going to do the sound for the event, but it got canceled. So here we are.
Right. Okay. I got you.
All right. But here was my thing. Okay. Like, I'm red pill. I'm not MGTOW. But my thing is, like, I got a lot of things. I'm a paralegal. I got a side business building furniture. I used to be a DJ. I just got a lot going on. And I'm kind of hitting a point where I'm like, do I even want to waste my time with this? Like, like I don't hate women. It's just like dating takes up so much time and effort, and I'd rather be like working on stuff that I want to work on. So I don't know, like, what do you think about that? Was my question.
Steve, what you got, man?
Oh my God, dude, you're killing me here, man. Why do you keep standing on what you do versus who you are, number one? And if you were doing all these things, let me tell you, women are going to come into your orbit when you were out and about. So why are you sitting here talking about? See, it's not the fact that you don't want to do it. It's you're afraid to do it because you want to use what you do as an excuse versus look in the mirror at who you are. That's your problem, making all these excuses. Stop looking out the window and seeing a light image of yourself. Start looking at the mirror. Get your balls together. Stop making excuses. Well, hey, guess what? I'm from Planet Man. I drive a Chevy Buick. I know E.T. and Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster. But you know what? I don't know how to talk. I don't want to talk to women. It's so hard to do. If I said that, Kevin and Lucario and these guys would put me around the back and beat my ass if I said some stuff like that. Get your stuff together, man.
No, listen. This is the thing. Hold on. This is the thing. A lot guys have to stop this nonsense of, well, I can't deal with women because I'm have all this other stuff going on. See, the problem is this. When guys usually deal with women, they usually end up putting the woman first, which is why they keep saying, oh, this takes up all my time and I can't, because you're putting the woman first. If you work a 9 to 5 and you're doing whatever you're doing and you still want to date women, you can still date women. You just have to make sure that your game is tight enough to where you're not letting women waste your time. You see what I'm saying? And so once you know how to be able to do that, you're able to have that balance in your life where you're able to date women, work out, do all the other things you need to do. It's just all about time management and you knowing how to balance the situation. You see what I'm saying?
Now,
The
caller,
men-
I'm sorry, go ahead.
The men that run this country, the men that run this world, most of them have women. They are in charge of millions and trillions of dollars in economies. You are not that. If they can do that at an exponential rate, why can't you do it at your diminished rate? The reason is what you're doing. You're not successful enough at what you're doing to manage both of them. So your fear is just what Lucario said. If I do this and a woman comes in, all of a sudden I'm going to go straight back and put my blue cape back on and put my blue suit back on. And that's the problem. It's not dealing with women. You can't deal with women successfully.
Facts.
Ouch. Yo, that's facts. Yo, millionaires, most millionaires are married, guys. You guys got to understand that like, here's the thing. When you have this thing handled with women, then it allows you to actually like further perpetuate your success, because you don't got to deal with, like, when you have a girl that's like solid, that's like by your side, helping you with your empire, you don't got to deal with dumb bimbos. So therefore you frees you up to go and like conquer the world. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of successful guys, there's a reason why the president of the United States has to be married every single time. That's why I got to say on that. So Kevin's speaking facts, man.
Yeah, I think Kevin definitely won. I think he won the 7 with.
Yeah, man.
I'm about to hand him the belt.
Nah, man, get him out of here.
Abraham and Isaac with the $20 super chat says, to Kevin, you say marriage should occur in 6 months. A psycho serial killer can hide their true nature for 6 months, bro. Elaborate.
Ooh.
What is he talking about?
Basically, it's more of this because so basically, according to you, psychos, they can do it after 2 years too, dude. You can go find anything to justify why you believe the way you believe. The net of it is you are not going to find many mid-level, high, or executive level men single. 90% of millionaires and billionaires are married.
That's right.
Like it or not, 1, 2, 3, 4. The majority of this panel is married or has been fucking married.
That's how it goes. Listen, I appreciate the $20 super chat, but I got to put you in timeout because Kevin didn't say that on this show. Don't come up in here quizzing somebody on some shit they said on their show or on another show. You got to stay on topic. Thanks for the $20 super chat, but don't quiz somebody like that because I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I don't remember you ever mentioning that. Don't comment on what somebody said on another show. Sir Winston, $5 says, thanks again for the information and advice, fellas. And FYI, I am a visual artist. Which one of y'all said I don't know about art? LOL. What? Okay. Appreciate that. Red sings the blues to the caller. You are failing and setting yourself up for disaster. You've got to think about the message. Your message is a self-reflection on you. So that's all for the super chats, at least for now. But right now it is time for
shit.
Shout out to Solo TV, man.
Check it out. It is time for the Cocaine Chronicles of Donovan Sharpe. And tonight's victim, a super hot girl named Danielle. She was a cocktail waitress at one of the strip clubs I used to frequent. Well, one Friday evening, we got our hands on an 8-ball, right? And we're both doing blow and, we're having a good time. Dude, we're kissing. But like I told you, my dick doesn't really function on cocaine, right? So I'm trying to fuck her for about a half an hour. Just couldn't do it. I just couldn't get hard. So what she ended up doing was giving me a hand job. And she was really, 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 really good with the hand job. Got hard, blew it all in her face. All over her fucking face. It was fucking crazy. So she goes into the bathroom, she cleans up and everything like that. About a half an hour later, she leaves my apartment. She gets on the elevator, she goes home. From her car, she calls me. She says, "You fucking asshole." I'm like, "What? What are you talking about? You didn't tell me that I had cum in my hair." I had people on the elevator looking at me funny because I had cum in my hair. I never spoke to, never saw her again. And that, of course, is the latest of the Cocaine Chronicles. Yeah, listen, I blew my load in this girl's face, and I had no idea that she had nut in her hair. Got on the elevator. I guess there were other people on the elevator. They were looking at her kind of funny. I just laughed at her. I guess she didn't really like that too much because she never called me again after that. It sucks because she was hot, but it is what it is. Anyway, listen, that is going to do it. Yeah, I actually kicked her out. I was actually talking to Devin at the time. I forgot what I kicked her out of my apartment before. She was a fucking headache. Either way, that is going to do it for this edition of The 7. This was a dynamite episode. This went on for an hour and 15 minutes longer than it should have, but it is what it is, man. Thank you guys all very much for your support. We will be back here, same bat time, same bat channel, different bat time. Will be on at 8 o'clock next Sunday. I'm going to get started packing. I will be in Reno all next week. I'm going to be doing at least 3 shows from the road. I'm going to go around the panel and give everybody the last word. Steve, you're up first.
Hey, first off, thank you for the panel. They're my dogs. Love them guys, man. Also, the chat room dogs out there, I want to say thank you, guys. Check me out, themanmindset.com. We do live shows. We have a dating show where women are on there right now. And my birthday, which is coming up in 5 more days. All month long, we have the birthday package, and we have discounts on all products. But again, I want to say thank you to this panel. You guys, y'all are getting a treat. This is like the Shark Tank of the game, because this information that you're getting, you're not going to find anywhere else. Just want to say thank you, guys. I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate that, Steve. Myron, you're up next.
Hey, guys. I'm going to have Swole Alpha on my channel tomorrow. We're going to talk about getting girls at the gym and running game in the gym in general. And then also get my free book, Unplugging from the Matrix of Fitness and Game. It's free. Just go ahead and click my YouTube channel, Unplug Fitness or Unplug Fit. And yeah, guys, thank you for tuning in. I really enjoy being on these panels. And yeah, man, get the free book, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. on my channel.
Very good. Lucario.
All right, so shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Guys, make sure you go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership. You get 45 to 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. And on September 1st, I'm dropping my documentary, which is called Game Kings, which is the first documentary ever in the history on game. You feel what I'm saying? Just strictly on the game. You feel what I mean? So make sure you guys go to Bad Boy membership, check that out, and also follow me on Instagram at Real Mr. Lucario. You feel what I'm saying?
Very good. Good stuff, man. Evan.
All right, appreciate it, guys. Shout out to everybody on the panel, everybody in the chat room. Tonight, I'm actually going to do a Sunday night special broadcast.
Uh-oh.
Why men have left the church.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Oh, because we got to talk about it, man. We got to talk about it. And we're going to talk about it in a average way, high value way. But when it comes right down to it, why men have left the church is going to, So tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, ladies, if you're watching this channel from the clouds, get you some Xanax, get you a little glass of wine. Let's get it.
Yo, man, dude. I'm gonna have to like that video because I might watch that on the plane tomorrow. Gentlemen, again, get access to exclusive unfiltered content not found on YouTube and access to the live shows on sharpstream.com. Join now at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Like I said, I will be on the road all next week. I will do at least 3 shows from Reno, Nevada. Like I said, Devin and I are going out there for a little bit of a vacation, visit some friends of mine. Also, we're going to do some house hunting, some land hunting, because we are moving out there next summer. So this is sort of the preamble to that. Again, my thanks to all of the panelists. Thank you for your time today. Thank you to all of the super chatters, all of the callers. We will see you guys next